following program may contain coarse language, suggestive dialogue, and discussion of violent imagery and sexual situations. It is intended for mature listeners who can tell the difference between facts and opinions.
The beautiful game keeps evolving. Love is a battlefield, and a battlefield is also a battlefield. And plans are in place to secure Toonami's future? All this and more on this episode of the Toonami Faithful Podcast. I am your host, Sketch, and with me I have
an editorial writer, Laser Kid.
And bringing up the rear for now.
Yo, it's me, Streamin' Steven. How's everyone doing?
Just as good as when we did this a moment ago and I forgot to hit the record.
Well, at least we got it early.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you for that, Laser.
You're welcome.
So we have, I'm just so excited. We have so much to talk about in this episode. We have 3 recaps. Well, at 4, actually, because there's 2 episodes of Tokyo Revengers, as per usual. And we are waiting for Kuro and or Paul to show up before we talk about certain things. So we're going to start with Superman, but first let's talk about a little schedule update. When Ninja Kamui finishes its rerun, it will be replaced by, did you guess, a second episode of Blue Exorcist? I sure didn't guess that.
I absolutely, that was not on my bingo card, I will confess.
I thought they were bringing Primo back.
That's always a safe bet. That and Dragon Ball Z Kai, which I almost can't believe they aren't playing. Because
they're doing it later in the night, though, aren't they?
They play it on weekday mornings.
Oh, okay.
They can always throw us a curveball to the past and give us some Cowboy Bebop.
That would require a license.
Oh, they don't have that? I missed that somewhere along the line.
No, they don't. They do not have Cowboy Bebop anymore. They could always dust off Big O's season 2.
There we go.
I mean, they're already dusting off IGPX, so
they are. It's true.
And I almost can't believe this. They actually mentioned that in the block intro this past week. They actually brought up IGPX. And kind of, I guess they see kind of a correlation with that and Blue Lock in the World Cup. So, yeah.
A bit of sport thing, kind of, sort of.
Yeah. But I'm sorry, Sarah, optimizing the lineup? Optimizing.
Optimizing, yes.
Yeah, no. But you're doing what you can with what you got. And we appreciate it. And yeah, it's great. It's great. IGPX is back on. It's a nice surprise. And yeah. I know. But yeah, that schedule update, I believe. I don't actually have it in front of me, which was silly of me, but I think it starts on the 25th of July. I think. No, that's not right. There's not that many episodes of Ninja Kamui left. I guess I gotta look it up. To the Facebook.
To the Facebook machine.
Yeah. Facebook.com. Okay, that doesn't work.
I got it. What do you need to see?
What day that schedule starts?
Sorry about that.
It's easiest to just go with the photos.
Yeah.
The 11th. July 11th. Yeah. July 11th. Pretty much the same lineup we have currently, which is My Adventures with Superman, Blue Lock, Tokyo Revengers, One Piece, IGPX at 2 a.m. Then 2 episodes of Blue Exorcist Season 1. I guess And My Adventures with Superman gets a replay at 3:30, in case you care. And Invincible Fight Girl is taking up the 5 a.m. time slot again soon. I almost feel like they air these Cartoon Network shows that should have been on Cartoon Network just so they have 5 a.m. fodder.
I mean, fair enough, I guess.
I mean, it's not an optimal place to premiere them, but
No, definitely not where you should be premiering it.
well, I mean, they're not premiering it at 5 a.m., but late night is not an optimal place you'd be premiering something that you're hoping that young people might watch. Just saying.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
Just saying. And oh boy, I'll save the rants about Cartoon Network and Adult Swim for later.
Oh boy, here we go.
We'll save that for later. Oh, yeah, just a minor schedule update. Ooh, Japan just got eliminated? Ooh, sorry, Samurai Blue. Looks like you don't have the best striker in the world.
They don't have enough ego.
Yep. Just not enough ego. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's kind of unfortunate timing. I am not paying attention at all. But I am wondering how long the World Cup will continue. Like how many? Like, is it gonna end before August? I don't know. I have no idea.
So they're in the round of 32 right now. Let me see. The final game should be played around July 19th, if I'm looking at it right.
Middle of July. All right. Well, they'll be pretty much done with season 1 of Blue Lock at that point. Pretty much.
It should be. It all coincides.
It all coincides one way or the other.
All according to ego.
All according to ego.
Yeah, I really wasn't expecting them to give any lip service to this schedule update on the block intro, but I appreciate that they did.
It's nice to hear from Tom every now and then. We also now probably know what Stephen J. Bloom was recording after you met him.
I still think it might have been the Supergirl spot.
It could have been that too.
It probably was both.
It probably was both.
I mean, why wouldn't you have him record both? It'd be fast
It makes
enough.
sense. Get it done and over with. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, they also had bumpers for IGPX, so who knows when those were recorded. So let's talk about this episode of My Adventures with Superman.
Continuing the Reign of the Superman stuff.
Yeah, sort of, kind of in the background.
Yes.
In this episode in particular. Because there are multiple plot threads going in this episode in All's Fair in Love and Worms.
Oh, God. I swear, every time they say worms in this episode, I died a little inside.
Yeah, so Jimmy has decided it's a super great idea to put himself out on the market and is trying out this very specific dating app or organization, the World Organization for Romantic Matchmaking Science, where they use science to determine who your ideal match is. Right. And he's also trying to what the main reason he's doing this is to prove that he's desirable, and the other reason he's doing it is to try to make Flamebird more of a thing. So he's signed the releases, and he's all part of this project. which means he's got to go on several dates. The first of which happens at this first event that he has Clark drop him off at, but Clark refuses to stay. And I really love that Clark is like, I didn't sign a release, so they just blot him out.
They blur out his
of the
face.
video.
Yeah.
This, unfortunately, is the first thing that disrupts his plans to have a Superman free Lois and Clark day. Because that's definitely gonna happen, right?
Oh, absolutely. What could possibly go wrong?
My Superman calendar is free, which means my Lois calendar is booked. Oh, you're so precious, Clark. You're so precious. That is until the poor animals like it's like a cruise where they're adopting dogs. It's like you have to save the dogs, Clark. Uh he did buy one of those uh cute little models of a farmhouse, and Lois is just not sure what she feels about all of that.
Little too fast on that one.
Yeah. But before that can really go anywhere, uh he goes and takes Jimmy to the thing, and Kara comes over and is really excited to share that there are hot dogs with chili, and Lois is like, he doesn't deserve you or your delicious chili dogs. And they have a girls' day. It's adorable.
We're gonna
It's-
go get some culture. All right, we're gonna go to the museum, and then we're gonna go to.
How about the
other-
mall? There's no culture at the mall, Kara.
Au contraire. Back
Except for
in
the culture that might be
90s,
growing on the seats.
I can't argue with that one.
Yep.
My only complaint about this: there's no culture in the mall today. If you go back 20 years ago, 30 years
I know. But this is like set in the semi-future.
Yeah, I don't know. Did the
I don't
malls
know.
get revived?
It does seem like malls kind of got revived.
It was
Well,
very nostalgic for me growing up in a time where that was normal.
yeah. It's super cute. They have a clothing montage, and Zoe from Digimon Frontiers and Winry Rockbell were at least two of those outfits. I think the other one, the green coat one, might be Frankie Foster.
There were a lot of
That's-
references. I even think I caught one at the end of the episode. We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah. Oh boy, there's a lot. There's a lot. I'm trying not to say them all so that Steven has some to take. But
Yeah,
if he doesn't get them, then I'll be sure to mention it. I mean, there's a pretty big one that we've sort of already mentioned that they're really putting a romantic spin on. Yes, I had to look up a lot of these things.
honestly, I noticed bits and pieces. Then I found out later. Oh, there was a lot more. Oh,
Yeah, but it's a fun little girls' day, and Kara is, wanting to experience new things, and she's like, "Oh, Lois Lane, how about you check out this music?" And she's like, "No, I have my favorite song already." It's like, is it human to pick your favorite song in your youth or something like that? And Lois is like, hey. She does mention Black Canary as a band in this universe.
I
That's
did
cool.
catch that. That was funny.
That's pretty great. But you're definitely seeing that Lois is apprehensive about trying new things because she's perfectly content with the situation that she's in. That's gonna come around a lot. A lot. But you know who's not afraid of change? Jimmy Olsen. Unfortunately for him, the change is very literal.
These changes may be a little bit problematic.
So at the beginning of the episode, Lois mentions that Jimmy shouldn't be bothering with this stuff. He has some actual work assigned to him by Perry White, and he's supposed to be tracking down the distortionist. And when he gets to this this matchmaking event, he meets Doris, who immediately starts asking him about his body. Like, have you noticed any noticed all of any changes since you've been around kryptonite a lot and you've been to space? What about that? How has this affected your body? Like, she's really interested in his body for science, and I mean that, for science. And then she injects him with something that starts turning him into a wolf man.
He's having a howling good date, I guess.
Yeah. And he's trying to notify Clark on his little wristwatch thing. Clark's like, Jimmy, it's not important. Stop bothering me. I'm busy with my models. Oh, Clark Jr., you forgot your mitt. Oh, man. Oh, man. He's feeling the baby fever.
He is.
He is feeling enough baby fever for him and Lois. Oh, he's so precious. He's just a soft guy, and I like it. I like it.
He's a fun character. This is one of my favorite takes on Superman on that side of him because it's an interesting way of looking at, you know, he's the superhero, but he really does have that beating heart. I mean, and that's not unique, but it's a unique focus point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so at first Jimmy's really concerned about the whole Wolfman thing. But I was like, yes, I'm looking for the distortionist. Nothing gets by me. And he starts turning into a Wolfman. Yeah, James, nothing gets by you.
Not at all.
And then I don't even know how, like, in reality shows, you might question how this stuff works anyway, but this is like these cutaways where it's like a confessional is like, how is this happening at the same time as the date? I guess it's technically not. It's probably being recorded after, but no, that doesn't make sense. It has to be happening at the same time because he's like, oh man, oh, you can cure me? Oh, great. Like, are they interrupting the date so that you can do this confessional right now? And where's Doris's? Where's Gigi's? She refers to herself as Gigi. Uh, where's her like? I mean, Clark got one, so until they were like, oh, he didn't sign the lease, signed the release, so can't have him. What about? That's gonna come back around too. Yeah, super fun. Super fun with Jimmy's dating misadventure here. So they try to fix him up, but it doesn't go well at first. It kind of it turns him back to not being a wolf man, but his body becomes all stringy. It's like a limp monkey D. Luffy. I think actually that it messed up his bones. Well, the was it Tazela or Zazala? which one was it?
They run so close together. I don't even.
I think it was Zazala who was like, I'm not the chief scientist, who would be Tazela, and she manages to fix up Jimmy real quick, no problem. But there was this awkward moment earlier in the episode where Jimmy's all like, yeah, and you two found each other. And they're like, oh, you broke up? Oh. Oh, but don't let that make you think that this doesn't work.
No, why would I think that?
No. So the more serious plot going on right now is the Hank Henshaw as the cyborg Superman with the LexCorp logo on his bootleg Superman outfit. It has been going around being a really not nice Superman. And at one point, there is a robbery at LexCorp, and Henshaw is sent to subdue that gang, with the screaming girl and the invisible guy and the tough guy.
These idiots.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's fun to see them again. Uh, so, uh, even though there are no animals there's no dogs to save, Clark does show up as Superman to try to keep things from getting too escalated. And is like, Chiffon, what are you doing? Give that back.
Come on, put it down. It's like talking to
Put it
to a
down.
pet. It's funny.
Put it down. And she begrudgingly agrees to. But then Hank Henshaw's like, yeah, he's being too soft. I'm going to blow him up. But he's stopped by a force field, and Wilson comes down and is like, hey, the boss wants to talk to you. You see, you're supposed to be a hero, Hank. You're not being very heroic. But he tries to attack Lex, and he ragdoll Slade. like Loki when Hulk bashed him around in Avengers. And ooh, that looks painful. But you see, because Lex thinks he's a really smart guy, he put a little chip inside to make sure that Henshaw stays, on the right side of what he's doing and doesn't harm Lex, at least. I mean, he clearly didn't do anything to stop Slade from getting smacked around. Oh, but how well is that gonna work in the long run, Lex? It seems like already he can hack that crap and you are in trouble.
Yeah, you'd think he would put like some kind of like shutdown system into the machine that was isolated from him, but no.
No, no,
I
no.
mean, what kind of genius are you? Someone didn't watch Dragon Ball Z.
Indeed. Don't mess with cyborgs, Lex. Don't mess with artificial humans. Right. The climax of things is a very big turn of events where Gigi reveals herself to be Giganta, the classic Wonder Woman antagonist.
I started to wonder when she was like doing things like, "Who are you? Who are you?" Giganta was not who I initially thought, but it works.
Yeah. Yep. But I do love when it's like, oh, only my friends call me Gigi. I'm Giganta. So all I want to do is see you turn into a giant woman. Oh, yeah. So she King Kong's Jimmy, who continually tries to contact Clark, and Clark keeps ignoring him, as he mostly should. Until Jimmy's right up against the window. Is like, yes, it's a problem. It's serious.
I watching that scene, it's like I get both sides of this argument.
So Kara has the impression that this whole dating thing is like a game that she needs to win. And when she sees Giganta, she's like, wow, Lois Lane, I don't think I can find a date that big. And Lois says, that's not what winning looks like. I love this show. It's so funny.
It's great.
So they science up a solution to turn Gigi back to a normal size. And then she's like, in Superman's arms, and she's like, "Wow, you're amazing." It's like, I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm in a very committed relationship.
That was funny. I love that.
And then he's like, also, I didn't sign a release for this. So they blot out Superman. This is a fun episode. Very fun episode. But oh my gosh, Jimmy. Okay, I saw a lot of online discourse, and some people were like, Jimmy's doing the right thing by letting Kara, you know, have a chance to experience more of life before picking a mate. I was like, yeah, I somewhat agree with that, even though she clearly is interested in him and you're hurting her feelings. But what he's doing now is just self-destructive.
He's being a dum dum.
He really is. He really, really, really is. Really, 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 really is. But despite this somewhat or very unpleasant experience that Jimmy just had with worms, they easily win him over with sponsorship. They're like, I'm out. Well, we can give you a sponsorship. You son of a bitch. I'm in. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So throughout this episode, we see that Clark is really looking forward to a life, like a quiet, simple farm life with Lois. And Lois is really apprehensive about this thing. And also, Clark is kind of obsessed with finding a dog. And I'm sure you heard it when he's like, what would be a good name?
He straight up went to a dog that looks suspiciously.
Suspiciously. And I have some problems with that. Because that's probably not a Kryptonian dog.
Probably not.
But, all right. But after all of the fun and laughs and a little bit of concern and intrigue with the cyborg Superman, we get a flash forward to a dystopian future where a bald Lex Luthor sends Superboy back in time before he, Jimmy, and Dr. Irons are killed by Kryptonian drones.
They really haven't watched Dragon Ball Z.
They really haven't. Except the writers of this show definitely did.
Yes, they have. Well, for numerous reasons, yes. That elderly Lex looked to me a lot like Dr. Venture.
He kind of does. He kind of does.
I don't know if that's deliberate or not, but that's the one that I noticed.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see what that all deal is, but yes, it's largely a silly, fun episode where we can all at the same time groan at Jimmy's nonsense.
Silly fun episode with good plot hooks for future developments that are pretty exciting to me.
And because I didn't mention it yet, there was a spontaneous musical number.
That there was.
So that happened. The internet really likes Kara Zor-El. Like a lot. like a whole lot.
Like a lot, yes.
Let nobody say that this show doesn't have like any reach.
I mean, Kara Zor-El in this is just really fun, so I can see why.
She is fun. And I think it's, well, not necessarily ridiculous, but it's a bit redactive to say that she's Starfire 2.0.
She is not Starfire in any way, shape, or form. Those characters are outside of the fish out of water aspect. I'm gonna risk getting some people mad here, and I mean this with all the love of my heart because I love Starfire. Kara's got a way better head on her shoulders.
Yes. Especially if we're comparing it specifically to the 2003 Teen Titans.
And that was
Starfire.
where my brain was going for the comparisons, yes. And
Yeah.
I say it with all the love of my heart, because I love Teen Titans. I love Starfire. But these two
It's
are
great.
very different people.
Yeah. It's great. Steven, any references I miss?
Oh, a lot. But most of them you got. So let's see here. When Carr and Lois were singing a song, we had some destroyed Statue of Liberty, kind of like the Planet of the Apes type thing.
Oh.
Yeah. Zazzla and Tazla are sisters who held the title of Queen Bee for the Hive and all that stuff. You've seen the Hive and everything else on
that's
Teen
right.
Titans.
That's right.
Let's see what else. There's references to King Kong when Gigantor was climbing the building. Most of those things that happened to Jimmy Olsen, most of the time happened in all the Jimmy Olsen, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen comic books back in the day. Those Silver Age comic books.
Makes sense.
You had Cord Industries in there as well. Like you said before, the Black Canary one. But
Where was Cord Industries?
Yeah, there was Cord Industries.
But where was that?
I think in the mall.
Oh, in the mall.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because last week we got a Wayne Industries and that was outside, I think, or the first episode, one of them. And then finally, I don't know if anyone picked up on this one. There is a Green Lantern ring when they were looking at rings.
Oh, snap.
Yes.
Okay.
I have the screenshot and I should have tweeted it, but it's there.
Yeah. So Worms is the World Coalition of Mad Scientists.
Yes.
And it's usually led by Lex Luthor.
Yes. But now it's led by Tesla and Zazzle, which is kind of cool. It's a biotech company. And then I want to say one theory I have, because I'm already having some theories about what happened with Superboy. That's not Lex. That's I would say Lex from a different universe. So it is Lex, but I would say Alexander. He would go by Alexander Luthor. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Like a different timeline, different type of thing. If they're going with the Dragon Ball type thing, he is Trunks from a different universe. And so that is a good version of Lex. Why would Lex help?
That is a thing they've done before. I could see that.
Well, yeah, when there is no Superman, Lex tends to be a hero.
Mm-hmm. Or the Superman died and he had to take the DNA to create a Superboy. Because Superboy is not... Superboy is him and Superman combined, I think.
That is in Reign of the Superman storyline, that is the origin of Superboy that you might be familiar with if you've watched Young Justice. Connor Kent.
Well, we seem to be borrowing that whole storyline in general, so
yeah, they're borrowing elements from it.
Yes, it's not going to be. I don't expect it to be exact, but they're borrowing that side of it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's basically it with me. I think great episode. I loved the singing. That was like the best part. Everyone, even on social media,
the singing was kind of not good.
I mean, okay. So when you have someone from Glee that's going to be Superboy, I want him to sing because Darren Criss was on Glee.
Oh, absolutely. You should.
So
yeah, he was the music meister in the Supergirl show.
I know.
And Flash.
Don't remind me. I still want more Music Meister.
Oh, he was so good.
Like they should, sidebar here. They should just take an episode of either a Batman or anything and put Music Meister in it and make it a Broadway show. Like, that would work. But,
Well, yeah, I mean, there
yeah.
was that Brave and the Bold episode.
I mean, you could take that whole episode and make a Broadway show of literally the Music Meister.
They really could. That
They
would be
could.
super duper fun.
I would go do it.
Yeah, I would. I think that'll do it for Superman. Unless you have
Yeah.
any additional thoughts, Laser.
Honestly, I pretty much said what I was gonna say. So
Yeah. The Tesla and Zazzle thing being sisters in DC Comics and being lovers in okay.
Something.
That's a choice. That's a choice.
worms. They're going
Worms.
to get worms.
They're gonna get worms. Oh boy. Do I even want to know what Jimmy's gonna get up to next?
Oh boy.
He's gonna go on more dates. It is a little bit frustrating that a prominent Wonder Woman antagonist is being used in this Superman show. And it's frustrating because we've never gotten a Wonder Woman cartoon show. Ever.
No, not by herself anyway.
It's. And like, she's so good in Justice League.
She's fantastic in Justice League.
So I don't get it. Why? Why haven't you done it?
She's a third most popular DC character right after Batman and Superman.
Yep. At least she got a couple of animated movies.
Indeed
And some
she
live
did.
action movies. Finally.
Yeah.
And of course, the legendary live action But yeah, it's just weird. Probably some of that nonsense about action shows and girls not clicking, even though we all know that's not true. Isn't that right, Kuro?
I'm here. What?
We
Yes.
just finished up with Superman, and I'm just making a comment how it's ridiculous that these companies still think that you can't have action shows that appeal to the female audience.
What? I like action shows. Just 'cause
Exactly.
I'm not watching this one.
That's okay. Because you're
Yeah.
here just in time for some Blue Lock. Yeah. This was quite the start of a match, I must say. Like all of the characters will continue to reiterate throughout this episode. I'm getting pumped. I'm getting pumped. In episode 20, Super Link Up Play. The match between Isuki's team in the white and Ren's team in the red begins with Bachara taking the kickoff. And after making an unconventional move, Isuki steals the ball. He passes to Nagi, who then passes to a spot expecting Chiguri to get there with his speed. He gets the ball and scores to give a Team White its first point. On the next possession, Isuki has Bachara tightly marked, but Bachara gets the ball away with a no-look pass that Aryu gets first, passing to Tokimitsu to set up Rin, who had precisely calculated this turn of events to score. And at first, Isuki's like, how can I possibly keep up with him? And then he's like, no, I actually understand what he just did. And then he explains what it was. Sure. Because of all these quality plays going on, like this super link up play, Bachara is getting increasingly excited about how much his prior teammates have improved. And, Glam Guy and Crazy Guy are certainly characters.
I like how
Boro
you call him
immediately gets
Glam Guy.
annoyed.
I said I
Glam.
like how you call him Glam Guy.
I mean,
That's funny.
that's what he likes to be called. What he doesn't like to be called is his actual last name, which he thinks sounds like an old man's name. He's like touching Chigury's hair. He's like, yo, man, hands off the hair.
Hmm.
Man, I'm pretty. Yeah. Man, Aryu not only is like super fast like Chiguri, he also has crazy long legs and can jump very high. So at some point, Bachara sends an air ball to Aryu, and the others are marking him, but only Aryu is able to jump up and kick the ball before it lands. I'm like, jeez. And even Rin is starting to acknowledge these guys, but first, he doesn't think that much of them. He after he gets by Isagi, he's like, you finally learned how to use your eyes, but it doesn't matter though. If you play soccer this half baked, you're never gonna make my heart race. Like, oh, you want your heart to race? This is a new side of you, Rin. This is a new side to you. Update the BL ranking. So Bachara is getting amped up, and now Isagi and Nagi are also getting amped up about how incredible everyone's playing. And Nagi does lament that he left Rio behind and is evolving without him. But it doesn't take him long before he realizes that it's really he has to be playing with Isagi. He's the right guy for him to take his limits even beyond, because when Rin and Isagi are both predicting the future of the fields, Nagi somehow manages to disrupt that future and rewrite it right as it's going, thanks to Isagi. Like, they are a very good pair.
I know. I was saying they're good together. The two of
Mhm.
them, a dynamic duo here.
Mhm.
Imagine if that Bachara were part of that. They'd be like unstoppable if they I mean,
Yeah.
aside from the fact that they were stoppable, but you know, now that Isagi's unlocked more of his abilities, maybe yeah, they could work really well together.
Everybody keeps devouring each other. So
And
much
growing.
devouring going
Next
on.
thing you know, they're gonna devour Cashern.
Yeah.
Huh.
Uh,
Well, that takes me back.
well, Isagi is a bit concerned that, and Nagi also are a bit concerned that these guys are suddenly playing like a team, unlike the first time they played them. But it's really just making him all the more excited. And Botcher is all like, "Oh yeah, the monster likes this. Show me what you got."
Yeah.
Everybody's getting real excited. So after another solid play, getting the score from a match to 2-2, Bachara taunts Rin, asking if he still thinks the other team is half baked, and Rin responds, "I need you to shut it, Bobcat. I'm fired up almost to an annoying degree." And you see the fire in his eyes.
He's got a fire lit under him now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was some good soccer going on in this episode. And now for the extra time. It's Nagi and Reo in class back in school, and Nagi keeps nodding off and that, not being a very good student. And later they see the scores for the test, and Nagi denotes that Reo was amazing for getting the top score, and Reo's like, "It's more amazing that you got the second best score." Some people are just born with it, I guess. That was, that was kind of fun, but not nearly as fun as some of the extra times we've had before.
Yeah, it was fine though. It was still funny, but yeah.
Yeah. It was not the highlight of the episode for one. Yeah.
Indeed. which is unusual because usually they are my favorite part.
Kuro, what's exciting about this episode of Blue Lock?
Not Chigiri. Like, dude, you join this team and you're underperforming. I'm disappointed. Like, I was expecting him to contribute a little bit more. He's kind of just there. So that's
Really?
annoying. Like, but I feel like Baro was at least like in his little aggression on aggression shit, he was getting some action, but Chigiri was kind of like, "I'll pass to you." But what I did like seeing, and I've repeatedly said this, is the teamwork specifically between Isagi and Nagi. Like the more they play together, the better they perform together, and even more so now. Nagi's picked up on Isagi's ability to read the field, so he is anticipating that he'll react to him and know what he's thinking and what he's doing. So he was able to he had a pass. He knew he couldn't make much of it. So he skipped it and let Isagi have it, and then knowing put himself in a position where he could take the ball back and score. Like that was brilliant. That was good soccer. That was just a brilliant play, and like I could just watch Nagi and Isagi get around, other teams all day. Like I feel like they're doing a good job of really elevating this duo. I'd like to see the other teammates step up too. Chigiri, talking about you. I also think it's really fun to see Bachara because, like, even though he's an opponent, you don't feel like it's it doesn't feel as, what's the word? It doesn't feel
Antagonistic?
yeah, exactly. It doesn't feel as antagonistic like some of these other matchups have been with the other,
It's a
like that
spirited
there's
rivalry.
yeah, like Batra's excited, Isagi's excited, like he knows like they're friends and they're okay with take each other on without any hard feelings about it, and going into it they're just like the two of them are seeing it, we're just in to play good soccer and to beat each other,
Well, that
and
purple-haired guy could learn a thing or two.
Good.
a lot of them could, but and Batra's, he's having a good time. He's
Mhm.
having a good time, and I feel
That's
like
my highlight, is watching Botcher just having fun.
yeah, and he's improving himself by playing with his teammate, and his team is relying on him, and I'm really enjoying that aspect of it for this game, how it's going so far. And I feel like Batra, regardless whether he wins or loses, he'll be happy he played a good game of soccer. Rin, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, it's interesting. He's clocked Isagi's abilities, but he doesn't seem concerned by them. So I don't know. I feel like I'm not really sure how this will play out now. I feel like it's gonna suck if they lose, because there's a good chance that they would take Nagi. I can't see them not taking Nagi. I don't know who, maybe they would take Isagi. I don't know. That's a possibility. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I said that, I predicted that this game's not going to be for the rest of the season, so this will be like this game and then one more matchup. So I suspect in the next 2 episodes we'll see the conclusion of this game, at least. That's my thoughts about it. But it was enjoyable. It was good soccer. I'm definitely more invested than I was like 15 episodes ago. Or 20 episodes
Same.
ago, I should say.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts, Steven?
Yeah, I like it. It was good. I think I'm more into it due to the relationships than the actual game. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I think it gets down to the relationships and what people they pair them with, because each one is having their own type of storyline, if you would, and that's the best way I can put it. I mean, I don't know what else to say more about it, because I mean, it's not that I don't care about the soccer game and how they play it. There are some great moves in there and there are some stuff in there, but it's how they grow. And I get what ego is doing to them to force them to grow in certain ways to maximize their potential and to do that, to grow that way so they can have, this soccer career that, they can get the World Cup or whatever. But it also forces them to play with other players they don't want to, forces them to decide what's better for them because, yeah, it's for ego, but it's really for developing the players that you want to play with and developing yourself secondary because you're trying to make everyone else grow so you can grow. And
Certainly in
Isagi,
Isagi's case.
yeah, yeah, and they see in his case, he sees that he has to allow these other ones to grow in front of him so he can evolve and grow out his weapon because his weapon is like a great weapon. His thing, well, man,
For
I'm
a
talking like,
team.
yeah,
For a team, right? You see where I'm going
yeah,
with this.
yeah,
Not for necessarily an individual player, but he's a
yeah.
team asset, you know?
And he has to be a team asset. I mean,
Yeah.
someone has to be a striker, true, but then everyone else has to play all the other roles, and they have to
Yeah.
figure out where they stand in that.
And you
So,
need quality players to do that. And
yeah,
I think you are picking up on something critical that Isagi's growing, but his ability to like enhance his other teammates, I think makes him stronger as a teammate, not as an egotistical individual striker.
yeah, because you can see the ego stuff come out of him, but it's
Sure.
like it's not really like it's there in flashes and everything else, right? It's there in certain areas that he can see that, in the last episode, he's, Karambaro donkey and everything else. That's that ego
Hmm.
coming out. But in this one, even when his ego comes out, it's short-lived and it's for the other players because he has to pass that ball or else he's not going to do it. And sure, yeah, you were a striker on that team when you joined up, but now you're not, and you can't be that. You have to play with these other people and you have to force yourself not to be egotistical at times to play with them and have other people get the spotlight.
Hmm.
Hmm. Laser, any additional thoughts?
It's fun to watch Bachra decide, oh, what team do I really want to be on? This is all so cool. Just watching that is probably the thing I had the most fun with. But otherwise, it was fun. It was fine.
Yeah, it's a good episode. It was a good episode for its earlier ish time slot. Hopefully, people dug it. Though if they just started watching it now, they might be quite lost.
If they start watching it now, they might make another judgment.
Perhaps. Yeah, this match is heating up. Get excited. I think with that, we can talk about a couple of intense episodes of Tokyo Revengers.
Yeah,
Oh my
intense, I think, is a
gosh.
bit of an understatement. Oof. Oh man, I have to say I struggled with this whole clash of the gangs, the brutality of it and the impracticality of it. Like I know that's all of what this series is really about, but this in particular for a number of reasons. So I'll just begin episode 19, turn around. So a massive clash has erupted between Tomon and Valhalla in the junkyard, and Tomon's captains are dominating their respective fights. So Kazutora attempts to engage with Mikey, but he's pretty easily deflected by Draken. So before Draken can fight him, Hanma steps in to fight him, leaving Kazutora and Mikey to fight. Does that feel intentional, anyone? Because it sure fucking looked intentional.
It absolutely
Takemichi,
did.
yeah, calculated shit. Takemichi struggles himself amidst the chaos because he really doesn't belong there. And he of course gets overwhelmed until Mitsuya steps in and rescues him and reminds him he's got to stand up and fight. That's why they're there. Chifuyu also steps in and encourages him further, promising to watch his back. And so Takamichi's able to overcome his own fear and earnestly joins in on the battle. He's not any good at it. He's a little sloppy, but he's scrappy. He's
He
our
threw
scrappy
a punch.
boy.
He actually
Yeah.
threw a punch, and it landed.
Yes.
Yeah, he's scrappy. So, meanwhile, Draken is holding out his own against Hanma pretty well, especially because another gang of grunts attempt to overwhelm him too, further separating wherever the hell Mikey is and Draken. Interestingly enough, Mitsuya then acknowledges that there is a numerical and age advantage that Valhalla has over their gang, and tries to encourage the weaker members of the gang whilst being continuously mocked and taunted by Hanma. So it's looking pretty grim for Tomon, but Takamichi then kind of recklessly charges ahead, which motivates the exhausted Tomon members to step up and keep fighting too. At that point, Draken is able to go on the offensive since he's not trying to protect his members anymore, and he goes into, I guess, berserker mode, overwhelming Valhalla members, and then sends Hanma flying with a powerful punch. Hanma, who, by the way, is like a tank. Like, nothing can fucking take this kid down. Holy shit. Meanwhile, Mikey is pursuing Kazutora onto a pile of wrecked cars, and anticipating this one-on-one fight, instead, Mikey is facing two allies of Kazutora's who are pretty strong themselves, Chambo and Chomei, who apparently were friends he made while he was in juvie. It's good to make friends, guys. So Kazutora tells Mikey that he lured him there in order to use the unstable terrain to limit his ability to fight back. And at that point, his two friend thugs restrain Mikey as Kazutora strikes Mikey with a metal pipe. Battered and bleeding, Mikey raises his head and asks Kazutora why does he see him as an enemy? And we get a brief flashback for Kazutora, who's been twisted by years of abuse and guilt over his own actions. And then he comes up and says Mikey is responsible for all his suffering, and that by killing your enemy, that makes you a hero. And everybody hearing thinks he sounds fucking crazy, because that doesn't make any sense.
Even his own side is going, he's cray.
Yeah, he sounds crazy. So at that point, Mikey's restrained. Kazutora begins to strike Mikey repeatedly with a metal pipe, much to the horror of his friends. But before we can call it, enraged by Kazutora's warped logic, as we all were, as well as the killing of his own brother, Shinichiro, Mikey breaks free of Kazutora's friend thugs and delivers a massive kick. He uses the body of one of the dudes to render Kazutora unconscious. And that's the end of the episode. Obviously, as I stated, and clearly we kind of get the sense by the end of the next episode, but you can tell that all of this is planned. Not just Kazutora luring Mikey away from Draken, but also luring him to that spot and also overwhelming Draken. So there's definitely an element of calculation happening to this entire, you can say that this entire fight, there's certain outcomes that are expected. And it's pretty fucking shady. Also, I found this aspect of anime logic a little bit frustrating. I know that, like, it's kind of common to have the body take a lot of punishment and then, they miraculously rise. But I'm sorry, being repeatedly hit with a metal pipe, no. Can we not make that a thing that you can just, like, be fine from? Because I'm pretty sure he would have had a freaking brain hematoma and died after the second one. Especially because his brother died after one hit with a bat. Like, well, he didn't die right away, but he ended up in the hospital after one hit with a bat. Like he's being hit repeatedly in the skull. The brain is not meant to take that kind of punishment. I just found that level of brutality in the storytelling incredibly frustrating and unnecessary. I get what they're trying to do with like him being held down and then finding a way to be stronger and overcome it, but that just annoyed me greatly. I don't know. This just feels so barbaric. This whole thing feels incredibly barbaric to me. It's not exciting. It's frustrating. Um, like I get that they have to have these periodic clashes, that they're part of the story, but like the intrigue seemed more interesting to me than this. So it's just distasteful. That's my opinion. I want to go to Sketch and see what you thought about this episode.
Yeah, it's just disturbing seeing these young men just tear each other apart over
Mm-hmm.
over nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing of significance or value. Not that that would make it any better, but still, it's like,
It definitely
why?
makes it worse.
Why? Why are you doing this?
It's my territory.
It's really, really stupid. And the one thought that I had throughout this first episode was, where's Kisaki and where's Baji? Because I don't see either of them anywhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck is Kisaki?
Yeah. Yeah. And man, that Hanma guy, he's having a grand old time.
I mean, I have a feeling I know where Baji is. If Kisaki's not there, if Baji is like I postulated, via Sketch conveying, if that Baji was always after Kisaki, then he's waiting for him to appear. It makes sense that he stay out of the fight until he gets what he wants. But where the fuck is Kisaki?
Yeah. Well, I'm a little bit surprised that Baji's not like getting in on this because, he just likes fighting.
It's true.
But maybe he's setting that aside for once because he has something in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger fish to fry.
Bigger fish to fry. Yeah. Oh man, Kazutora, you're kind of a sicko. kind of a sicko. Definitely not right. You've definitely internalized you're crazy, and it's very destructive. Please stop.
I don't think anything's gonna fix this kid.
No,
he's too broken.
But man, it's like it's heartbreaking for Mikey to be like, "Do you really think I'm your enemy?"
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's all your fault, Mikey. It's all your fault, Baji. Like, no, it's not. It's quite definitely not.
Yeah.
You made a mistake and you are projecting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ugh. Whew. Yeah, and also he's fighting very, 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 very dirty. Like, it's really, they're fighting like older, stronger guys too, and there's
I've also come to expect
double
that, though,
the amount.
Yeah, they did that. That happened with Mobius. That happened with that other motherfucker. Remember that got knocked out when Takamichi did a chokehold on him.
Yeah.
Their dirty tactics are not above any of these assholes. So at this point, I've come to expect it.
Yeah. Oof. Well, yeah. Way to step up, Takamichi. Way to step up. I mean.
Oh, dude, I'm so proud of our hero here. He's doing amazing in a
He has no business
situation.
being in this fight, though. He's
completely
no, absolutely not. He should be. Bro, you could learn you could learn a few things about self-preservation from Kisaki, I'm afraid.
He should be selling like jewelry eclairs. He's like too happy-go-lucky for this shit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he wishes that was the option. But a reminder, he's not here because he chose this. He's here because if he doesn't, people gonna die.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
all he wants is to save his friends and his love, which is completely
Yep.
understandable.
And he's got way
Poor-
more motivation than the rest of these guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh man, if that little pipsqueak is gonna fight, I guess I got no excuse.
Yep.
It's a good thing
I
too.
mean-
Oh man, when Draken's not worried about helping his homies, he is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, he is
Absolutely.
unleashed. It was like a berserker. That's what I equated it to.
Yeah.
They snuck in a no effing way in this stuff. Not they didn't say the actual word, they just said effing, which I guess is probably why it was okay.
People say it like that sometimes.
Yeah.
For all the youngins that might be watching this show. I don't know why they would, but just in case.
Youngins should not be watching this show.
No, they
Youngins
should
should
not.
absolutely not be watching this show.
This is I wouldn't even say
Rated
PG-13.
TVMA.
Yeah, I would definitely say like over the age like 17 and up, please. Right. Steven, what'd you think about this episode?
There's like no words because they're just fighting all the time. It's like, I don't know. It's like it is a mess up episode that these kids put down in their Rolodex that they're meeting at a certain junkyard, and they all come out there. They're all like, have their sack lunches, and they're gonna watch all of them fight and everything. And then they start getting into it, and then they start hitting each other with metal objects, and it's like, bro, you got brain damage already fighting, but you're gonna have even more where you're sipping out of a straw at certain points, because man, I don't know. It's an interesting and fun show to see what happens and what's going on with it. Man, these kids are just wailing on each other for no reason that it's not even they hate each other. They just got to do what they got to do. Half of them show up because it's like, yeah, it's a fight. And the other half are like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just showing up.
It does seem pretty futile. It seems pretty purposeless. I would agree.
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, Takamichi's stepping up, bro, even though he wants to, he's calling out like all of these leaders and everything out. Dude's the smartest man in the whole room. I got to say at times, he's the dumbest, but he's the smartest man in the whole room. Just going out there and saying that. And then Mikey just looking like he just went, Super Saiyan Blue or something at the end. It's like,
These fights,
he's bad.
These fights are definitely Dragon Ball inspired.
Yeah. Taking his shirt off, all like ready. The guy kicks him with another person. That's
Yeah.
insane. After them, all
Don't
of them
skip
holding him
leg
down.
day.
Dude, he didn't. That guy, he's destined to be a comment writer with that kick.
Ooh. I get that reference now.
See, that's what
was
happens
an
when you watch Kamen Rider.
insane kick.
Yeah.
They were all holding him down. He was being held by two guys, and then like two more on his feet. And they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna watch out. He's not gonna do anything now." Guy just lifts up a whole other person who had to weigh about, at least, unless these people weighing about 10 pounds, they had to weigh at least 50 to 100 pounds. This guy lifts him and clears and knocks out the other dude with him on there. He knocks two out.
The physics of one makes sense. The headbutt to the back of the guy's face, like that tracks. That's really, you can definitely make that happen. And Mikey's done the headbutts before. Using the other person to kick, that was definitely a anime move. It looks really cool on the screen. Absolutely no fucking way is that even possible, but it's fun to see. It was definitely fun. Suspend your disbelief, people. We're doing some kind of warp time travel, so I think we already have done that. Laser, what'd you think about this mire of violence?
I don't like the violence, but that's going to, that was already on the table, unfortunately.
Mhm.
But that being said, I adored this episode specifically for Takamichi for being the inspiration here. Takamichi's had so much trouble trying everything he can do to do anything to, make things go better. And he keeps running into walls and keeps running into walls. And the best thing he's been able to do up until now is not get destroyed, is build that resilience. Get stabbed through the hand, keeps going. But he's not been able to fight. And the fact that he's not only able to fight, but that he's able to rally all of Tomon to fight back, which allows Draken to really fight back, they gotta give this kid a medal at this point. Good golly, it's nice to see him actually do something.
Yeah,
And
except getting
not that he's
besides
been
just
trying,
getting beat up.
yes, and not that he's been elect for trying before, but it's nice to see him start
You
succeeding in
you
things.
can always count on Takamichi to cry real good.
Hey, sometimes that's what you need. And that's what'll stick with me for this episode in particular. Is that moment is something I will never forget. It's a really powerful scene in a really rough episode.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I think that's the right the right moment then to move forward with episode 20, Dead or Alive. Mikey then having knocked out Kazutora with another person collapses either
So
from
funny.
injury or exhaustion. And then Omon seems to be overwhelmed with their own fights as well when another lieutenant from Valhalla surges forward with his division or whatever you want to call his grunts. So no one's really able to intervene and rescue Mikey. Takamichi tries to rush forward, and you see he keeps getting beaten back by other Valhalla members, but he is determined. He keeps on trying, which is why we love him. Harkening back to what Laser said. But right before the other Valhalla members attack, a suspiciously missing Kiseki intervenes with his division. Hey, where the hell have you been, asshole? And of course, because it's timed so well, suspiciously, he gains the approval of other gang members, except Takamichi, who clocks how this is all clearly planned out because he recognizes the black masked Valhalla lieutenant that was coming in earlier as having been one of Kiseki's little minions at an earlier point in the series.
He's a plant. He's a plant.
We see him. Yeah. So obviously now we have a more tangible connection between Kiseki and Valhalla. The first one. There's another one here. Stay tuned. And then, of course, to Takamichi's utter horror, Draken calls out also encouragingly, entrusting Mikey's care to Kiseki. However, at this moment, Baji also chooses to appear and straight up targets Kiseki, punching him in the face, which was satisfying.
I love that so much.
Kiseki, Kiseki orders his own men to go after Baji. He's pretty pissed. At this point, Chifuyu has made his way up there and intervenes, telling Baji not to go after Kiseki yet. He's like, if you do, Mikey's gonna take this. He's not gonna understand. There's gotta be a different way. Baji clearly is insane. However, he might have been smart enough to figure this all out with Kiseki. He's clearly not smart enough to work with anyone else because he punches his I guess ex-friend and then goes on. Despite Chifuyu's insistence and his own desire to protect Baji from himself, he tries to challenge him, but he really isn't able to take on his former leader and friend. So, understandable. At that point, Takamichi makes it up there and grabs hold of Baji to hold him himself around the waist. And he's like, Baji, I have to hold him back because Kiseki's gonna kill him. But then as soon as he says that in his head, he realizes, oh no, it's Kazutora who kills Baji. Of course, right at that moment, Kazutora appears and stabs him. Baji kind of shakes everybody off and lets Takamichi know, no, it's a shallow wound, I'm fine. He looks fine. And at this point, Takamichi's just trying to make sense of everything. He saw, like, Mikey pursuing Kazutora, and then Baji punching Kiseki, and Kiseki showing up late, and, like, all this stuff. He's trying to make sense of everything that's happened here. And they have a beat, and the three of them, of course, agree that they want to take Kiseki out, but then Baji punches both the other boys, Chifuyu and Takamichi, telling them to stay out of his way, and surges forward, but not before he turns to Takamichi, telling him to take care of Mikey. So we actually see a brief moment of humanity before he advances on Kiseki's crew. And then he fights his way through the overwhelming numbers of the 3rd Division. But just as he reaches him, he then succumbs to his own wounds. Presumably the stab wound gave him internal bleeding, and then the fighting exacerbated that. So the stab wound appears to have been fatal. One important thing of note, here's the other connection to Valhalla. Kiseki is on the phone, and when he gets off the phone, he makes a point of saying that Kazutora messed up with containing Baji, confirming that he was in contact with Kazutora, and also confirming his role in planning this whole thing, as well as his own shadow control of Valhalla. I feel like it all came together in that moment, because there's no fucking way that there can be any other conclusion from that. He has definitively been identified as the mole and the person who orchestrated this bullshit, which we had guessed, obviously. It couldn't have been any other way, but now we have proof. So I just want to say that. I also want to point out yet another episode of unnecessary extreme violence. And I don't know how, with all of the praise Kiseki was getting, no one else noticed that he wasn't there when this fight started. And no one bothered to say anything about that. That seems really odd to me as well, considering that his division is the largest contingent of these stupid gang members to begin with. So why would he not be present at their major gang fight? Just saying. It's a lot of bullshit. Right, Laser? I'm calling bullshit. What do you think?
I tend to agree. Although the only thing I'd say, to be fair, is that it is an absolute quagmire mess. Who's
Yeah.
going to notice who's around?
Yeah,
Maybe.
it's pretty hard to keep track of who's around, but like he shows up with his whole squad. What?
Yeah.
Like, okay. So if later it is said that Mikey was like, "Yeah, I planned that. I made sure that they were like waiting in the wings," and I'm like,
No way.
I don't buy that, but
I don't buy it either. Mikey's not that calculated.
He's really
Kiseki is
not.
calculated.
mhm.
Mikey is like, I'm going to handle business in a very straightforward manner with a kick to the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Kiseki's probably going to be like, "Well, I was waiting in the wings in case something happened."
Ultimately, it's not going to matter because he's managed to distract everybody by being the one to save Mikey from his friend, the Valhalla gang member, that nobody knows except Takamichi. And who else besides Chifuyu is going to believe him now that Baji's fucked himself through, like, next week, getting himself killed?
And don't think we didn't notice, Kiseki, that you have a Hanma on speed dial.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how Hanma's picking up the phone right now, but he apparently did. Not on
So
screen.
he's definitely the shadow leader. He wanted this all to work out so that he could save Mikey from being killed.
Yep.
And then obviously get rid of Baji as well, because Baji is the only one who, besides Takamichi, who he doesn't see as a threat, it seems that he sees Baji as a threat because he hates him too.
Yeah, they seem to have some history.
Yeah. Your thoughts? Laser, other thoughts?
It's incredibly satisfying to see Baji go after Hisaki. Very unsatisfying to see that not last. Oh gosh.
Okay, I gotta stop you there. It's like, don't worry, he's not gonna get the drop on me.
Are you sure about that?
He's right behind me, isn't he? He doesn't even have time to have that thought before he's whacked by a.
Oh, jeez. It's really frustrating, but it's all very expected. The week kind of goes the way I expected it to. Um, the violence is definitely, you know, shonen battle manga violence. You see this in Dragon Ball. They beat each other up well past the point where they die if it was real. They're definitely doing the fictional thing here. It's still uncomfortable because it's kids.
Well, I'd
Um,
say it's even worse because Dragon Ball is fantasy. This is too close. This is too close to
Right.
reality.
right,
Like
and
I can
that
I can understand like these guys are part alien, they have superpowers. Nobody here has any powers. There's no magic. There's nothing saving any of these people. There's no abilities. This is all just raw like human emotion and violence. And that's also why like I'm not making the same connection with a traditional shonen because these are just regular kids who are driven to do this for no reason.
right, and that's where I was going with this. I see what they're going for there, but because it's more grounded and specifically with kids, it's a little harder to swallow. It hasn't bothered me as much as it's bothered you, but I've definitely gone.
It's getting
Mikey's
to
got
me.
it. Got the specific thing that did get to me was the metal pipe to Mikey's head.
Yeah,
That
it's definitely getting to me.
I mean, legitimately, that's kind of what killed his brother. So internal
Well, yeah.
consistency is what. If that's just the way this story is, fine. But we've seen the opposite, so that is a little tone breaking, if you will. Um, it is interesting to see this all go down. And what I find the most interesting about this whole fight, though, the stakes are not who's going to win and who's going to lose. The stake is literally Mikey's soul, and that makes it more compelling.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this was always about Mikey.
Is he going to go bad? Is he going to stay good? It depends on how this plays out. That's the stake. If Tomon loses, but Mikey stays good, we win. If Tomon wins and Mikey goes evil, we lose. And you can change it out however you want, but it's Mikey that we're hoping for here.
Yeah.
And oh boy, the way that episode ended.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Steven, passing
Yeah,
it to you, brother.
yeah, it was intense. But I think Laser, I think you hit it right. The story is a little bit as of right now about Mikey of like, will he go or won't he go, right? It's kind of like, will they go on a date or won't they go on a date, right? You're seeing this whole thing going back, playing back and forth. It's like, oh, I don't know.
That is a weird analogy to make. What? You're
Yeah.
comparing his soul to like a dating situation? I'm a little concerned.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, will he
it's
turn
something.
or not? I see the comparison.
It's like will he turn into this evil person that Takamichi sees or is seen and is being felt in the future, or can he change him enough to do that? Then you have Kisaki coming in. You got Baji doing whatever he's doing. And so you have manipulators already playing the chess game already who are like about a couple steps ahead. And so something's
It's like
going on with. Yeah,
it's
go
like
ahead.
if you added time travel to Star Wars and you're gonna try to save Anakin.
Yeah, yeah. It gets convoluted. I mean, there are a bunch of middle schoolers, high schoolers fighting each other out on a junkyard, where it's like
Mhm.
one of them finally like has a cell phone, and you think they're gonna call, you think they're gonna call the police, and it's like, no.
Wait, did you really think Kiseki was going to call the police? Come on, have you not been watching? There's
No,
no fucking way Kiseki was going to call the police. This is everything that he wanted to happen. It's exactly the way he planned, and he's thriving on it. He's not going to call the cops.
I did like it when he got hit. That was fun. That was a fun moment. Like, yeah, finally. No, I don't know. It feels as of this point that Takemichi can't do anything
Mhm.
because he hasn't hit that core element. Even though it was supposed to be here that something happened, something changed what went on that Takemichi didn't see. Either he influenced it enough that something happened, or else they know the future of what's going to happen and they want it better. So that evil leaper, that other person that kind of knows, if there is one, something went wrong with that, because Takemichi's like, he needs to save him, he needs to do it, and he couldn't do that. And then
Yeah.
it's, I don't know, and then the other one gets stabbed, and he's like, it's just a flesh wound. Yeah, bud, that
Yeah.
wasn't no flesh wound, bud. But,
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
yeah.
You know what? I think you're onto something. I think if I were to contribute to that point, I would say that the counterpoint, Takamichi is only seeing the move ahead of him, and like he's playing checkers against Kiseki, who's playing 3D chess. He's thinking like 5, 6 moves ahead of him, and Takamichi's just not able to keep up very clearly.
He's focused on saving his girlfriend.
Yeah,
And
he's like the
whatever
one. Yeah, the one thing he's got to do is like, I got to save my girlfriend. How do I do that? Okay, I got to keep Baji from getting killed. So Mikey doesn't do this, do that. It's a lot more reactionary rather than proactive, as opposed to Kiseki, who, as we know and been told, and now we've seen, is extremely calculated. He thinks a couple moves ahead. He plans in advance, and things work out usually the way he wants. Just sick. Yes. Etch, do you have any thoughts about this episode?
Yeah, Body, that was a more serious wound than you thought. Like, he stabbed you, though. To be fair, it didn't look like there was any evidence that he was stabbed. Like, where'd the wound go? Like, all internalized or something. Oh. Yeah. Boy. Kiseki be pulling them strings. But I'm really interested to find out why Baji is gunning for Kiseki, because there's something going on there, and Kiseki does mention he's the only Baji is the only person that ever beat him. Like, that's interesting, because Kiseki is not exactly he doesn't seem like a very good fighter. So what does he
He's a
mean by
schemer.
beat him?
That's a good question.
It's a good question. Baji isn't the kind of guy you would think is that strategic, but maybe we're seeing another side to him. But his whole "I gotta go it alone" thing is kind of nonsensical, but he certainly can back it up. Man, he took down like as many guys as Draken did.
Tied up his hair. He's like, I gotta get myself ready for this.
Yeah. He puts his hair up with a tie. It's like, all right, let's go. But again, all of this is so pointless. So pointless and awful. It's just awful.
Yeah. I didn't enjoy either of these episodes. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm struggling. I'm struggling right now with this series just because I knew this was coming, but like, it's just frustrating because I think I have a limit to how much gang violence I can handle, at least it's not being glorified. Like they're showing it and it is ugly, and we're aware of it being pointless. Like we're not really rooting for an outcome that ends in a side winning as much as we are rooting for an outcome that involves people surviving. I think as an audience, um, I
The
don't, because I don't.
metaphorical battle's the one we care about more than the physical one.
Yeah, I feel like we're not invited into this sense of the surging violence. Like maybe we're not meant to as viewers, that we're sort of seeing the reality of the ugliness of this. Um Maybe I'm just thinking too deeply about it, because it and I guess like ultimately, if this is, and it seems like it is, a fatal wound for Baji, I I feel like this is going to have the same result, and we'll actually see a failure from Takamichi for the first time in preventing one of the outcomes he went back to prevent, because he finally reached a point where he couldn't react fast enough. And so, as much as a turning point as it'll be for um Mikey, it's also potentially a turning point for Takamichi, and how effective is he going to be in trying to accomplish what he's going to accomplish. He's going to have to adapt his methodology if he wants to keep going in this direction. You know. Any
Yeah.
any final thoughts about these two horrible episodes?
Screw you, Kisaki.
Yeah. Screw that guy.
He's a psychopath.
Like I do feel a lot of what you're feeling. I'm not as mad at the show as I am at the character for it, because I think the show is, like you said, is doing a really good job of, this isn't good, this is bad, this is the, and it's the realistic, as much as it's not realistic and that maybe people are surviving more than they should. It's the
Yeah.
realistic, oh, this is bad outcome for a lot of this. Like, none of this is good.
Yeah.
The only thing that I
There are
see
no
as
heroes
good,
here.
the only thing that I saw as good out of the combat was Takamichi going, "All right, if I'm in this, I'm gonna defend myself." And you know what? I have zero issue for that
No,
side of it.
yeah, and not just that. I mean, his ability to take a punch and still keep going is pretty miraculous.
It
It's like
is.
it's certainly like Naruto level punishment taking.
It's his true superpower
Yeah,
outside
apparently.
of the time travel.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not even, I'm not even like I'm mad at the show. I just think I reached my personal limit for like it's getting so much into the violence and outside of what I liked, which was the intrigue. Um and that's where it's losing me. But that's like a personal preference, not
Oh yeah, and
necessarily
that's
criticism of the
totally
show.
understandable.
Yeah, I just can't, I just didn't enjoy these episodes at all. I really didn't, and they were upsetting as they're meant to be, but not in a way that was like, I don't know. I think if it weren't on Toonami, I would definitely struggle to continue watching. I'll just be honest.
Makes sense.
So, yeah. But those are my final thoughts. I think, to switch gears from that extremely depressing conversation, we do have some exciting news, right, Sketch?
Oh, we have all the news. All the news. So much news. So we can go ahead and bring Paul in. Paul,
I'm
you have been
alive.
summoned. You have been summoned.
Yes, I'm alive.
Yes. So much to talk about. Let's talk about the most Toonami relevant things first. That being, there were some choice blurbs from a recent interview that the Collider did with Michael Owaleen, the current head of Cartoon Network and Adult Swim. Seems to be written by Tamara Jones and Stephen Weintraub. Again, this is on the Collider. I believe they did this interview right around Annecy. So, where do we go here? Yes. Lost my spot. I lost my spot. He says a lot of things about plans with Adult Swim and Toonami specifically, and that's where we're bringing it up first because I'm sure other than well we know that Ninja Kamui 2 and 3 are still in development, and we certainly hope that there will be more Rooster Fighter, though nothing was said about that at this particular time. But yes. What was this? Yes. This is what he said about with anime continuing to grow globally, how important is Toonami and original anime style programming to Adult Swim's future? Halloween said, it is. The people working on Toonami Linear are the Toonami people from 1997. It's Gil Austin, Kim Manning, and Jason DeMarco, and that's it. So Kim will acquire things for Linear and talk to Gil and Jason about it. Gil and Jason made IGPX, which is currently re-airing. I think that was the first Toonami original. I think that was their boss. I was their boss when they did it. So they've been working. That's it. It's those three humans. Then for Adult Swim originals, I still think Jason is thinking of things and having relationships with people. And Gil, even though he's not supposed to, is working on those series. We try to do one or two interesting things a year. We have Ninja Kamui, 2 more seasons that's coming out. Lazarus did really well, but that was kind of a standalone. Watanabe's like, that's all I got. And we've got some other things in development that I think people will be very surprised about in anime. It's a little too early, but Jason and I are conspiring a little bit. Conspiring, he says. We're trying to keep Toonami Linear interesting when the acquisitions game is weird and fraught right now, and we can't compete monetarily with the streamers. But we're doing our best to keep Toonami Linear interesting, and then originals wise, we're doing the things that are custom and bespoke that other streamers aren't going to do. That's
Yep.
slightly riskier, more auteur. So we're still doing that. Toonami is also an interesting home for things like My Adventures with Superman, and I think we tried Unicorn there, and we'll put Super Mutant Magic Academy there because Gil, one of the founding members of Toonami, is like, I want that for Toonami, and it's like, okay, we'll put it there. We'll put it elsewhere, but so yeah, Toonami is allowing us to try things differently. What we can glean from that is that Super Mutant Magic Academy is going to air on Toonami. Now, I don't think that guarantees that it will premiere on Toonami, but it is a action comedy adventure series, so it certainly would fit Toonami among being in other parts of Adult Swim. But I don't really know anything about that series. It's got a very cartoony style, though, which might not mesh well with the Toonami audience, but I'd like to think that the Toonami audience is at least open to such things.
It's got a big Adult Swim vibe though.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we
yeah.
managed to get through Common Side Effects, and that was good.
I
so.
was gonna say, yeah, Common Side Effects I felt like did really well, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And it's a comedy.
Yeah.
So maybe I mean I mean, even though we've
It
gone
was like a
through
suspense
periods.
thriller / comedy.
Yeah, we've gone
Yeah.
through periods of Toonami where it's been mostly shown in anime, but it's still part of its roots to have this. It's still part of Adult Swim, A, and B, it's still like an action block. So having these other not tangents, but these other shows to kind of draw a line from its early days to today, like something like Super Mutant Magic Academy, from the little that I gleaned about it, that kind of fits with the vibe, and I think it's good that they're trying to keep that vibe, especially since they have the same team that's been there for
Mhm.
so long. I also think it's really good for other people to hear that it's just a small team and they're carrying a big load. So I think that maybe we can give a little bit more grace towards them, because that's a big job to do. And it's presumably that's not the only job they're doing for Warner
Mhm.
and in general for Adult Swim and Cartoon Network. So, if they're the only ones carrying Toonami, then maybe as viewers and as Toonami fans, we can be a little bit more generous and a little bit more supportive and a little less demanding. Just a thought.
Mhm. He also had some things to say about the possibility of a season 4 of My Adventures with Superman. It's very inconclusive, but I found some of this interesting. We don't know yet. Season 3 is doing great. This started before Peter Safran and James Gunn came in, so we need to hear it from them. It cohered with what we were doing. It was already in the works, and they looked at it and they were like, "This is fine. Keep going." But we're letting them kind of drive DC. It's their job now, right? So we'll see. The series creator, this series creator, yeah, it's doing well. When whenever it premieres on streaming, it pops up a little bit. It's doing great, and people are really happy with it. I see good things about it. I'm glad we found a home for it. How we saw our role in that, because that was during a time of flux, and we jumped in and said, let's put this in front of the Adult Swim audience and the Toonami audience. We think that's the best home for it. So mission accomplished on that one. Certainly seems to have worked out for My Adventures with Superman, less so for Invincible Fight Girl and Unicorn Warriors Eternal.
That's
Maybe you
their
shouldn't put
fault, not ours.
you should maybe put Cartoon Network shows on Cartoon Network. What a revolutionary idea. He does mention that he's trying to manifest a a situation where new ideas can flow from Cartoon Network studios and not just reboots, but that's kind of what they're stuck on for the time being, which is a little disheartening, because he even says with Adult Swim, we're always doing new stuff. That's what we do. We're always doing new stuff. Like, okay, so why just Adult Swim? Why not? Sometimes I like the cut of his jib, and sometimes I'm like, you realize you're the problem, sir.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're missing the forest for the trees, dude.
maybe you can't like steer the boat that much, but like it seems like you're not really steering.
Like that came out of his mouth, and he didn't even think through what role he might play in that, which is hilarious to me.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. Which makes me a little concerned that it's Adult Swim that's going to be doing this 5-part documentary about Cartoon Network, the history, th- all that made Cartoon Network. Like, okay, but
But Cartoon
are
Network, though.
are they the right people to be doing this? I guess we'll see. I guess we will see.
What makes you think it'll be Adult Swim? I didn't get that vibe personally, so I'm
This
curious.
this has apparently been confirmed that Adult Swim
Okay.
Yeah.
is doing this.
Oh, okay. Is
They
that
mentioned in
more
the
because of
article.
the time slot that they would be airing it, Or is that more about the production quality that they can get from the people on that team? Because it could be when they want to air it and the audience they want to be watching it, which would be on Sundays to make the
Well,
most sense.
I think naturally a documentary series about the history of Cartoon Network would hit more with adult audiences.
Exactly. So it makes sense then that Adult Swim would handle it to me.
I'm not saying it doesn't make sense.
Okay, maybe I misunderstood then.
I'm just concerned with how they're gonna do it. How they're gonna frame it, who they're gonna talk to, how much they're gonna talk to them, who they're gonna omit, because there's a lot of dirty laundry in the history of Cartoon Network, and I don't know. It's gonna be really biased, if nothing else.
Oh, I understand.
But I'll probably still be very entertained by it because that's the kind of thing I like. I must admit. Yeah, speaking of those new things going on at Adult Swim, previously known as Safari Heist, Heist Brothers is in production. We're getting Gendy Tartakovsky's wonderful Heist Brother frogs going on heists, high octane action comedy. I can't wait. I can't wait. Very excited about that. Very, very, very excited about it. And in a baffling turn of events, I guess it's not that baffling because Warner Brothers is being curious about where they're sending their shows. But in the past, it was, younger targeted stuff. Anything that was really in Adult Swim's wheelhouse tended to end up in Adult Swim. So I am just scratching my head at the fact that Gendy Tartakovsky is doing Conan the Barbarian at Cartoon Network Studios and it's not going to Adult Swim. Who made that decision?
Oh my god, that if anything should be on Adult Swim.
I
Absolutely
know,
should be
right?
Conan. Come on.
Conan the Barbarian. I mean, Primal was pretty close to a the Barbarian series. You couldn't put it in better hands, really. Also, this is amusingly like the closest we're ever going to get to Korgoth actually being a full series. It's
Do you
probably going to
see
be a lot less silly.
some of the art renders? Like, it looks fantastic.
It looks
Well,
amazing.
Really fucking excited.
I'm sure the real answer is money. Money talks. But like, come on, this is so Adult Swim. How do you not put this on Adult Swim? So frustrating.
Maybe it'll replay.
I
They've
don't
done
think
that
so.
before.
Not when it's Amazon Prime. I don't think so. They tend to lock it up.
Feel like we should
So-
definitely all watch and then talk about it because
Oh,
I want
absolutely.
to watch and I
think
want to
I'm-
talk about it.
We're not-
Yeah, we'll find a way.
We'll
Yeah.
definitely find a way. We will definitely find a way.
I smell a special episode of the Toonami Faithful podcast in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and along the lines of things that would be so up Toonami's alley, but sadly probably will not go there. There is a animated series adapting the Absolute Batman comic book series, which is very popular. Like 6 million books sold. It's a really popular new run of Batman comics, and they're already doing an animated series for it. So that's very cool. They got the I'm pretty sure the comic writer Scott Snyder, he's the showrunner and a producer, and I'm pretty sure he was the writer of the comic. And Nick Dragata was the artist, and they're both working on it. So good creative staff. I'm a little concerned that I hear it's fully CGI. I don't know. It could be good. Sometimes CGI can be good. I know. I do wonder what this means for the soon to get a second batch of episodes Caped Crusader on Amazon Prime Video. Is it done? Is this going to replace it? Are they going to run coincide? It's not like they haven't done multiple Batman projects at the same time, but I kind of feel like Caped Crusader's probably done. Hasn't really like nobody talks about that show. Like they talked about it for a brief moment, but like nobody talks about it anymore. So I wonder how that second batch of episodes is even going to hit. I don't know. Clearly, they didn't put it where it should have aired. Clearly. But I digress. And there's also another DC anime in development, this time focusing on the Joker in Joker Last Laugh. No, Joker Laugh Riot. Apologies. Which is coming from Sola Entertainment, who did Blade Runner Black Lotus and Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim. And actually the one of the people that worked on that is going to be the director for that project. Helmed by
Didn't they say that Jason was
Chao
working on that too?
award-winning director Yasuhiro Aoki, who previously worked on Lord of the Rings War of Rohirrim. And yes, Jason is involved. So if Jason's still doing that, he's still working on original anime and action over at Warner Brothers Animation.
But
Good for
that
him.
is his job.
Yeah. Yeah. That is still his job. I'm pretty intrigued at this Joker series where Batman is dead and Joker goes through the underworld looking for answers, which pushes him closer to becoming more of a vigilante than a villain. And it forces Joker to confront the truth of he doesn't know who he is without Batman. You complete me.
Ah, the classic.
Yeah. Certainly, what's with the DC anime and always involving the Joker? Like, two of those Batman ninja movies, then Suicide Squad Isekai definitely had a lot of Joker in it. Now we got this. Really love putting the Joker in the DC anime. Also, I don't know why so
Brings
many.
audiences around. People
It's the
love
Yeah.
Joker.
watching
He's
him.
popular.
I don't know why so many websites are reporting this is the first DC anime. No, it's not.
Not even close.
Did you already forget about Suicide Squad Isekai? It was not that long ago. To say nothing of the movies, but if you were just talking about TV series, yeah, there's been at least one. Oh, whatever.
People don't pay
Again,
attention.
these projects seem like just perfect for Toonami. Just perfect. And that's why, sadly, they probably tear it. But they got something cooking. They say they got something cooking. And I look forward to finding out whatever that is because we have absolutely no clue. It's all
You just
hush
know what
hush.
it's not.
we just know what it's not. Well, we think we know what it's not. And DC's got a whole bunch of other projects going on, but I'm intrigued by this crypto series coming from CH Greenblatt. I really enjoyed Jellystone, and of course Chowder was great. And he worked on good episodes of SpongeBob. And it's about crypto kind of redeeming some bumbling bad guys that are not good at being bad guys. That's cute. That's fun. But I'm not the first person to mention this, but isn't it perplexing that we are getting a second show for Crypto the Super Dog before Wonder Woman gets her own animated series? Just,
Did you say it was perplexing?
it was perplexing.
I find it completely predictable. I don't know about you, but why are you surprised? Because there's still a complete male-centric audience and production and viewpoint about this. Like
Perhaps
that's
perplexing isn't the right word. Infuriating
yeah.
might be the
Yeah, that's the right word. That's the right word. Absolutely.
trying to give him the benefit of the doubt there, but
No.
yeah. And I don't know anything about this Mr. Miracle show, but it also sounds interesting. Cool stuff going on at DC. Cool stuff. One can only wonder where they'll end up. Will it be Prime Video? Will it be HBO Max? Will it... And the Green Lantern series. Still nothing more than like a tease for that, but they're talking about how it's very magical girl inspired. Gee. Wonder where it would make sense to air that. Have I fueled the fire enough yet, Paul?
I mean, I
I'm
could
sure
set it
you have
ablaze more if
thoughts.
you'd like.
I'm sure you have thoughts.
I always have thoughts. Which ones would you like?
Well, are you excited about any of these projects?
Well, I like the idea of Batman, absolute Batman. That's definitely going to be interesting to see. Though I have to agree that I'm a little like apprehensive after I heard it was CGI. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't see that going well if they do it wrong. So that's going to be interesting to see. And yes, obviously it should be at least on Adult Swim. But there again, as I read deeper into the article, it seems like this is a very bloody series. So maybe HBO Max would be a better place for this. Uh, but we'll have to wait and see. Green Lantern was originally announced just for HBO Max, or at least it's been talked for just HBO Max. But I don't know. I feel like
That's a bit
you're gonna
weird,
have, yeah,
because
you're gonna
HBO
have,
Max doesn't really like youth targeted shows.
right, and I think that it makes more sense to put it with Superman on Toonami than it does just to throw it up on Max. Uh, you were talking earlier about magical fight, or not magical, wow.
Invincible Fight
Invincible Fight Girl. There is, every time that I watch Adventures with Superman on HBO Max, there's always a commercial for that new African series that was supposed to go onto Cartoon Network, but it is in fact actually on
It
HBO
also
Max.
aired on Cartoon Network.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't think it actually made it to Cartoon Network at all.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It was like their only premiere from time to time.
Okay, well then I stand corrected. I was going to say that one, I mean, they're heavily promoting it on HBO Max because I see one commercial at least once every time I watch an episode of Superman. So, you know, at least that one has something going for it. They should be doing that with with the other show, but whatever. I digress on that. So yeah, I'd like to see the new Green Lantern show on there. By the way, let me just say this. If you don't take away from the Collider article that they still hold Toonami as important to Adult Swim, I don't know how much more I can say to anybody really on that, because you can kind of feel from the article that they put importance on this. And I think it's more to try to drive these originals now than it is to, try to find whatever show they can throw on there and, get ratings or something. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I have no idea. So, but I really need to get him on the show. I really need to get my game back up and go get him on, get him as an interview.
We gotta talk to Gil again, man. Gil.
I was reading that article too, Sketch, and I'm like, why are you not asking, like, what would you do with Toonami if it wasn't on Adult Swim? Like, that would have been one of the main questions I would ask, because I'm curious to see where their mindset is, because they value Toonami for Adult Swim, but what if eventually that gets separated from Adult Swim? What are you doing with that? Like, does it just disappear into nothingness, or are you throwing it on something that makes sense? Is it its own channel? You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to know where their mindset is with if Toonami were to ever come off of Adult Swim. You know what I mean? So I hope I can ask that question someday, because I definitely think that would be a good question. And it also, speaking of, them feeling that it's important, I don't feel so, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm the scared's not the word I'm looking for, but I don't feel like apprehensive. That's the word I was looking for, about Toonami getting taken out when Paramount, at this point, which it seems, is going to take over Warner Brothers Discovery. So yeah, I mean, I feel like we're going in the right direction. The only thing that I worry about, which, again, I don't see any of those people that he mentioned in the article getting fired or anything, but I do worry that that's a concern. Even if Toonami stays there, the people that work on it are gone, and now it's just a shell. So that's my only concern about the whole Paramount thing. I know I'm bringing that into it's kind of a different conversation, but it does relate, because it is kind of,
I hate everything about Paramount taking over Warner Bros. I hate everything about it. I'm not at all concerned about Toonami or Adult Swim. I'm concerned about the bigger picture and the people in charge and the message they send and the influence they have.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. Sorry. You brought it up.
Yeah,
That's
no.
my thought. That's my feeling.
I agree. I agree. And what I was trying to say was it kind of, it's great that all these shows are being announced and everything, but I feel like this darkness is like hovering over all of this.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
You know what
look
I'm
at all
saying?
these things we've announced, but what's it gonna look like a year from?
No,
I think
but
that they're in a pocket because they're small and they have a fixed audience, and that they're going to be able to float on through this transition. I think there's a bigger picture that will affect a lot of other programming and jobs that
Absolutely.
and that's a bigger concern. But I feel like Toonami has made it through several of these merger transitions, and they've been fine. They've lost a couple staff, they've lost some funding, but they've made it through in their bubble. So I feel like cautiously optimistic about the Toonami Adult Swim bubble. Everything else, though, I feel I feel your shadow of gloom, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm not happy about it. And I'm glad you said it, because I've been thinking about this for a few weeks now.
But and here's another thing too. Like, you think about it, there could be positives that come out of it. I do preface it by saying that I have mentioned I want a Star Trek anime, and Jason better do it or I'm going to hurt him. Though
not comedy one, like a legit one, right?
Like a legit one, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, there is so much they could do with that. By the way, continue Prometheus, or was it Prometheus? No, it's not Prometheus. It's Star Trek Prodigy. I think it is.
Prodigy,
yeah. Talking about Alien,
Prodigy.
We need no more Alien stuff. We need to stop.
Prodigy is such a good series. Like, I'm like, Star Trek is onto something, and you stopped it at season 2. I'm like, oh my god, like, you're hurting my brain. just like the kids at some of my jobs do. Uh, it's and then you didn't mention it. We're probably going to get there, but I mean, there's something even bigger than all these shows, at least in my mind, because hello, and there's not really that much information out there, which pisses me off. But you got this Thundercats movie out there as well, and it's not live action, thank God. Uh, and it's going to be animated. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here going, do I fire an email right now to Jason and be like, hey, can you tell me more about this? Because I have a feeling you're involved in this somehow. Because I'm not stupid. You were fishing around before. We have that on tape, so to speak. You were fishing not for a movie, but more of a TV series. But I think I can say with almost certainty that you have some kind of involvement in that. So that's the thing that I'm most interested in. I mean, yes, DC, great, I love it, but what's this over here? And by the way,
Yes.
Powerpuff Girls. What are you doing with Powerpuff Girls?
I find it peculiar that the like the reports are saying that Warner Brothers Entertainment is looking to acquire the rights to do another Powerpuff Girls movie.
Yeah, that was
First,
weird.
first of all, wait, you don't have the rights to, hey, remember how
Apparently
well this
not.
worked out the first time?
Mm,
I mean, good movie, but you completely blew it with
yeah.
marketing and all of that, and it did terrible. Nostalgia is very powerful, but just think about that.
There's this thing called
But
marketing. It
by the
helps.
way, I do need to give Warner Brothers Discovery props on something. They are trying to put adrenaline into Warner Brothers Animation. I'm liking, at least on the movie side, what I'm starting to see from them, and I think that's great. They're not going to be. I hate to say it, they're not going to be a Universal. Universal's king in the animation industry, along with Disney, when it comes to movies. But I'm very happy to see them trying to at least make an effort to get more animation out there. Again, I know this isn't related to Toonami, but it's just so nice to kind of see maybe Warner Brothers. I mean, let's take a deep breath when I say this, but maybe they're starting to get it. Maybe. I
Yeah,
mean,
Warner Brothers Animation has actually got a lot of projects going.
and as much as I hate that Conan is going to Prime, it is so nice to see Cartoon Network Studios pumping out shit. And let's put it this way: we're not stupid. We're not stupid, Sketch. We know why they gave it to Prime. Prime threw them a shitload of money, and they were like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, they bought Batman. They probably spent millions of dollars to get that Batman series, which is sad because it shouldn't cost that much for a Batman series, but here we are. You know, they're chipping away slowly at their debt, and it's just it's nice to see, at least for me, at least what I'm been wanting to see is them doing more animation. I would like them to kind of infuse a lot more into anime because it seems like they're interested in it. And Netflix has rejuvenated itself by getting more anime. I mean, let's face facts. If they didn't have the anime on any anime on Netflix, if they had continued down the road that they were going, they were actually running into a wall. So I would like for them to superpower that and get more series. And based on the Collider article, I mean, I can kind of a little bit read into they're trying to do more. Now, does that mean they have the budget to do it? Probably not. But it does seem like Warner Brothers Discovery is also allowing them to do that. So,
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm jumping into different spots, but this is all stuff that
No,
we
you're
learned over the
you've
week.
also, I think you've tapped into something that Warner Brothers figured out, is that there is an audience for animated stuff, and
Absolutely.
they are all range of ages, and there's an appetite for it. So they're trying to make good on that, and the only way they can break into that, with the anime industry being so monumental and covered by Crunchyroll, is by creating original stuff. So they got to figure out, so what rights can we get and what originals can we get. So they're navigating that well. My only gripe, and I think, and I alluded to it when Sketch made the comment about Wonder Woman, and the irony being that he made this comment in the frickin' interview. You had two series with main characters that were female, and you abandoned them, and every project you have coming up are main characters that are male. And again, like, I get it. I'm Yes, you think you're appealing to what your wider audience is. It's just like, it feels so frustrating that this is still, it's 2026, motherfuckers. Please, we have not had anything with a strong female lead in too long. Like there needs to be something. There needs to be something in Adult Swim or Cartoon Network or in Toonami that's like fresh and new, and you actually have to commit to it. Like, you abandoned two projects that had that, and it
Yeah.
doesn't even make sense. Like, I'm just really frustrated. I'd like to see that, because I seek these things out and I find them, and I find them in other places. I want to see that exists in this sphere. It does exist. You can tap into it. You have to make an effort for that. I'm not asking for, like, I'm not asking for the big tsunami of feminist content. I feel like what I'm asking for is pretty reasonable. Just give me something. Give me a bone, Not
I-
me. I'm representing all of us as an audience. I
Right.
feel like, not just me, the person Kuro, right?
Right.
Well, let me
Wait, before
I
we
don't
go
want-
any further, I might have injected some of my own commentary into when I was reading his stuff. So he didn't mention Invincible, Fight Girl. He did mention Unicorn, but he didn't say that Invincible, Fight
No,
Girl, and
right.
Unicorn did not
No,
work out.
I'm saying that that's an abandoned project because they're not even
Right.
talking about it anymore.
Yeah. I thought it
So-
was a bit surprising he even mentioned Unicorn.
So before I say this,
Kind
This
of
is
like,
not-
yeah, we tried that on Toonami too.
this
Yeah,
is
it was very
so,
dismissive.
so before I say this, this is not meant to be political, and nor is this supposed to be something where people start talking or whatever. But if we the sad part is we can't even elect a female president. How do you think that they're gonna get a female led series when Supergirl's on one of my screens at the drive-in and it's barely doing any business? That's the problem.
It
That's
just
the big
causes
problem.
me so much heartache. It's so frustrating.
And
Like,
and you know
we still are talking about Sailor Moon and how much it impacted us, and we can't move past that because nothing else steps up anymore. There's just no one willing to fill that role, and no one's willing to take that risk. And
Except for the
I
Green
just,
Lantern series that's deciding to
Yeah.
wholesale rip off Sailor Moon.
Well, but speaking into that vein though, I think that what you have to take from this was Sailor Moon came at a time where people were looking for that, and I don't think right now is the time to put a female led series out. I think
you-
there will be a time.
you might be right. Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
You might be seeing something that I'm not. This is just something that
It's-
I've noticed the past 2 years. This trend has just been extremely frustrating to see. And
Yeah, I
and
think I think what it is, Kuro, is right now a lot of companies are trying to navigate the times, and I'm not going to go into that, but you guys can get the drift and figure out, okay, maybe I have, because I'm going to be honest with you, there's probably, Kuro, a series out there that's female led that could do big numbers and would destroy a lot of the anime out there that's male led. The problem is they're
Mhm.
probably holding back on it because they don't know
I mean,
if it's actually going to work.
We're talking about anime. there's a metric ton of them. I
Oh,
just
yeah.
see it more in the West.
Absolutely. There's loads, I mean, in the anime industry, if we're trying to do action, like,
Right.
It's
know,
very common. Like I only said something there. I'm like, yep, nope, you guys are on it. And you're like, okay, no, stop. Anime is actually carrying this like
yes.
completely.
Yeah.
Well, anime is carrying. Well, it's carrying
It's carrying
2.
everything. Let's be honest.
It's carrying at least 2 companies. Well, and by the way, let me preface when I say this, it's United States I'm talking about. I'm not talking about
You
anything
talk.
outside of the
I
United
think I know
States.
what you mean.
So we know at least 2 it's carrying, Crunchyroll and Netflix. It's starting to make a big
I wouldn't
it's
say
always
it's
had
carrying Netflix. I think that's a stretch.
Netflix has 2 great series that did phenomenally. They
Yeah.
have the Blue-Eyed Samurai, which I could spend an whole episode of this podcast talking about how wonderful the show that was. And then they had oh, what's her name? The video game heroine, the archaeologist. Well,
Tomb
the Tomb
Raider?
Raider. Tomb Raider.
Raider.
Yes. They
Yeah.
have her, and both of them were great, and they both did really well on Netflix. So Netflix is caught up, and they have been behind the times a little bit too. So like I feel like
Yeah.
even though, as you said, Warner Brothers is tapping into this, they are like, it feels like they're 2 steps behind
They
the
are.
other part of the industry, and they need to
Absolutely.
catch up.
Well,
I feel like there is something there with a phenomenal series. If you can tap into it, you can get the audience numbers. People will watch.
I think if they hadn't sold off Crunchyroll, we wouldn't even be talking about that because they'd be just destroying even Netflix with anime at this point. The problem is that they made that stupid mistake, which again was actually smart because they needed cash to pay off AT&T's stupid ass debt that they ran up. But it's it's when I say like anime is running Netflix. I mean, let's face facts. They have probably spent millions and millions of dollars on this new One Piece series that's coming out. That's starting over from the beginning, even though there is an existing One Piece series that is still continuing, and it's probably going to do big numbers on there. They're doing that because it's been anime, not just One Piece, but anime altogether is doing well. Live action anime is doing well for them as well. I'm not saying it's doing blockbuster numbers, but it's so infused into Netflix now that you tend to forget about the other stuff that it has. Now,
I think that's just
I will
because
preface
it's
it.
point, to be honest
Now,
with you. Netflix does a lot.
but see, what I was also going to say is they also tapped into wrestling, which wrestling has done outside of the United States is doing huge for them. It is doing well here, but they only have certain things from WWE, for example. And then when they do live stuff, it is helping them. So yes, I understand what you're saying, Laser. I get it. It's not
Like, if you
all
want to
just
say that,
anime.
anime's carrying companies, Crunchyroll, you're right. I'd argue High Dive, you're right. I'd even be willing to kind of point at Amazon a little bit. Netflix is just kind of very diverse, and it just does everything.
I was gonna say Hulu actually has been doing well with anime for a while, but that's because they have
If you want to say doing well, I have no argument.
right.
I was only
Yeah.
arguing with the concept of it's carrying. I'm like, I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah.
So
I
there
didn't
was
mean
a
to
point.
send you on a soaring big picture, Paul.
No. It's
I definitely meant
this
to
is-
comment on the specific projects and the lack of a very specific demographic that they're not
Yeah.
Oh no,
covering
it's
with any of
No.
these projects.
No, I think we're kind of in the same vein. It's just
yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
little frustrating to I guess what the point that I was trying to make is while
Yeah.
I'm saying this stuff about Netflix, you're not hearing a lot of female led stuff and in that kind of thing going on. So yes, we need to see a lot more of it. We do.
And to credit the Toonami faithful and specifically, all the members of this podcast and our team, like they've always been very there's always been a lot of support from all of you all in how in the diversity of things you guys will watch and how you'll encourage other people to watch that. So like this is I always felt like this space, us and this podcast, to get a little fourth wall breaking, is such a good safe space to have those discussions because
Yes.
we're all we aren't just stuck in our one niche. We'll only watch these one things and then we'll only watch things we watch a variety of things and share with each other and enjoy a lot of different styles, so we can talk about them and promote them. And so when I can say like, oh, we're missing this one demographic and all these projects are exciting and I'm thrilled for Conan, but I'm just a little disappointed that we're missing a piece, and you
Yeah.
all can understand that. And I
Oh,
like that. And I
absolutely.
appreciate that. Yeah.
The other thing I think, to kind of back up timing of things, by the way, Kuro, if you look
Mhm.
at the new He-Man movie, for example,
I know I need to see
Gosh.
that.
all I have heard about this movie is it's exactly what they should have done years ago.
I
But that's the
absolutely
problem.
vehemently disagree with that.
Oh, was it that bad?
It was all right.
It could have been that. All right is about right. It could have been what they should have done years ago. It can't take itself seriously enough, and it really detriments it. It keeps
Okay.
what should have been that down to it's an all right film.
Yeah, because I've seen so much positive on the internet, though. That's
It's
why I
good.
was like,
It's not a bad movie. I'm not saying it's bad. I have to clarify that. It's not excellent. It's all right, and it could have been excellent if it would stop getting in its own way.
let me ask you this question for both of
It
you
would
that have
stop
seen it.
winking at the camera.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. Oh,
so
his name's He-Man. Haha, isn't that funny? Oh, Fisto, isn't that funny? Okay, that joke's funny once, not 20
um
times.
so let me ask this question. Let's say we take this movie and we put it maybe geez, 10 years ago. Do you think it would have done better 10 years ago than it would have done today?
It would have pulled off. It would have grabbed onto the Marvel people and probably done
Okay.
better that way.
Even
Um,
15 years ago, just
Yeah.
based off of what I've seen, I definitely think like there's a persistent audience a decade and a half ago.
So that's kind of what I was trying to allude to, is like I feel like a lot of things, even this Thundercats movie that they're diving into right now, I would love to see it in theaters, but I don't, if they do it
well, and
the
I
wrong
think that's
way.
when you
Go
want to
ahead.
talk about the He-Man movie. I think the real problem is that there were two segments of people that needed to go see that movie. Diehards, I'm one of them. I went, but a lot of diehards actually hate the movie
Mm.
because it's embarrassed to be what it is, because it's trying to make jokes about, oh yeah, ha, ha, oh ha ha ha, oh look at that, and I can see that. I'm willing to look past that and still enjoy it because there's a lot of good there, but they also need new people, and they did not advertise this movie. I don't know that nostalgia is dead is the right way to put it. It's more like, hey, if you have a $200 million movie, maybe put some ads out.
You know where they did advertise it? They advertised it on Amazon Fast Channels, which honestly is a little useless because
That's
the
really
people you're
silly.
getting the same audience. The way they do those Fast Channel ads is I see the same advertisements over and over again across several channels and it repeated over and over again. So you're never actually tapping into a different audience. You're tapping into the same people over and over again.
You know,
So it's not that they weren't
Yep.
advertising, it's they're advertising it incorrectly. And then
Yes.
like Amazon will
I
have a
mean,
show and then I'll
I
barely
saw
see
it
any ads for their own
in the
shit.
theater a lot. So they got
Well,
that
there's
much right.
well,
I was gonna say, what I was gonna say is that's not advertisement. That's just free.
well, and
Because
in
they
the
own the movie.
theater, in
Yeah.
the theater is cool, but like, if I'm gonna be honest, most people aren't going to the movies. If you want someone to go to the movie, and you don't have a lot of people going to movies, you gotta reach out.
Fair.
I
Well,
wouldn't.
where are people getting? I mean, where are you advertising? I think that's actually a better question, because now that people's access to cable is a lot more limited, and that would have been the segue into, like, oh, there's a new movie out. Where are you expecting to see ads? And I mean that in all
Um,
seriousness. Where do we expect to see ads for stuff?
I I don't think it's so much the ads at this point. I think what it is they're. I mean, look at Toy Story right now. Toy Story is killing it, and I'm gonna
I
be
have not
honest with
seen
you.
a
I didn't think it
single
was
ad
gonna
for
do
Toy
that much.
Story. Isn't that funny? I've never
And
seen a single ad for Toy
And
I'm
that's
Story.
where
going
I
to
was
tell
going
you,
with it.
and when it comes to the Masters film, as
Yeah.
a diehard, I didn't even know it was coming out until like a month ahead.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like the you know you if there's a movie that's going to do well, you don't have to advertise for it. But in He-Man's case, like, how many times, Laser, have we brought up on the podcast about advertising things on like wrestling, for example? I
Yep.
mean, yeah, it's funny, you can laugh about it, but if you don't advertise it on something like that, which WWE is like, excuse me for saying this, but a whore for ads, like, you
You're
know,
not wrong about that. But I mean,
like
I'd go a step further. Where were the YouTube ads? Where were the banner ads on like Facebook or Twitter or
exactly.
something? Have a Twitter campaign or
Nobody
a
watches
Facebook
ads
campaign.
on YouTube.
I know, but have a campaign on Twitter or Facebook. Bombard, go, hey, this is coming. Check out what's coming. Hey, this is coming. I didn't see any of that.
Actually, you know what? I will say this. I did see a lot of stuff on TikTok when
Well,
before
there's your
He-Man
problem
came
right
out.
there.
But
There's your
that's the thing,
problem
like, it
right
shouldn't just be
there.
on TikTok.
It shouldn't be on
TikTok.
TikTok. That's
There
the
you
wrong
go. That's the
audience.
audience. That's the audience then that you're trying to reach is TikTok.
Which is
Gosh.
stupid, but whatever.
That's not the audience you want to cater to. It's fine to be on there, I guess, but that's not your. Yeah.
So I'm to bring this all back. uh
Can you bring it all back?
yes, I can bring it all
Back
back.
to the
I
past,
mean,
Samurai Jack.
yeah, exactly. Um I'm really kind of just excited to see what Warner Brothers Discovery can do, not just with Toonami shows, but with whatever they're coming up with in animation. And I'm just hoping that this continues, because at the end of the day, you know, it would be nice to see something. Is my girlfriend up? Um, Other than Minions. I hate to say it, but I feel like Minions is everywhere, and my girlfriend's a big Minions fan. So, like, I'm like, I would love to see something other than that out there, please. So, you know, yeah. So, oh, and you know, one other point I want to make, because I keep forgetting because we've gone on a tangent. Uh, I think that what Adult Swim and Toonami are doing is the correct way, at least for them, to make a show popular. Put it on TV, next day on HBO Max, and then it trends on the app. We've
Yeah.
seen that with my adventures with Superman. We've seen it. We've seen it with Rick and Morty. We've seen it, I think, well, I don't know, is Adventure Time, not Adventure Time. Oh, what's the God, it's eluding me. It's supposed to be the Lost Tapes or whatever.
Regular show. Lost
There we
Tapes.
go. Is that on Cartoon Network right now?
Yeah. They
Okay. So
that's on Cartoon Network, but Adventure Time's going to Hulu and Disney Plus.
right. So for them doing that show, not Adventure Time, but the other one, having that on TV and then putting that on HBO Max. I mean, it's trending. I saw it on the thing when I was watching Superman the other day. So it's like what they're doing is working, and I think they need to continue doing that because it works for them. I think if Paramount does anything, if they do eventually buy the company, they need to continue that, because I think that would also help Paramount as well, Paramount shows, because honestly, some of those shows don't do well on streaming, but do well on TV. I mean, let's face facts. CBS, how many of us on this podcast right now were watching CBS shows? You know, Nash Bridges, um, Walker Texas Ranger. I'm
Hi,
gonna
how you
stop right there.
doing?
'Cause I'm gonna
Not
stop
since the
aging
90s.
myself. But you get what I'm saying? Like we
I have a
grew up.
TV. I have a TV antenna, so the answer is yes.
So we grew up on all of that, you know. So I they have a way of doing things, but they also need to understand that they need to come into the new age as well. So I'm kind of hoping if they do this, they learn from Warner Brothers Discovery that hey, you need to be doing this as well. And hopefully everything continues and there's nothing else that we have to worry about. And again, nothing's finalized. I mean, the UK right now today announced that they're going to take a look at this deal. So I, it's going to be a little bit before it gets completely approved. But if they allow Warner Brothers to continue what we've seen at the festival, and also what Warner Brothers Animation is about to do with a lot of movies, then go ahead, do what you got to do. But if you're going to be that evil empire and just kill everything, it's not going to work out well for you. So,
Yeah. What good is all these things that were just announced if you toss them out when you take over?
Yeah. And, I mean,
It's not
they
going to
have,
be a good way to get brownie points, that's for sure.
I mean, think about this. You're going to control Star Trek. You're going to control Harry Potter. You're going to control Rick and Morty. You're going to control, God, I'm trying to think of all the shows that they both have.
The
Don't be
DC
yelling at-
Universe,
DC
Avatar:
Universe,
The Last
yeah.
Airbender,
Avatar,
SpongeBob, Ninja Turtles, Rugrats.
By the way,
Like so many.
I know Jason has said in the past that he wasn't really if I remember correctly, he's not a big Avatar fan.
Oh, he'll come
but
around.
What?
But
What?
I think I've heard that before. Am I wrong, Sketch, or have we heard that out of his mouth before?
He's definitely
He's kinda
said he was not a fan of Avatar.
I don't know
And
how
I think he
The
said
Last
anyone
that
could
Airbender.
not love Avatar.
For some time. One can only hope that he has come around.
But that's another thing where I look at Jason and go,
But if working with a Japanese studio to co-produce a Avatar: The Last Airbender actual anime became his job, I think
he would
probably
kill
come
that. Are
around.
you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He would
I think
kill
he'd come
that.
around.
Oh, I'm not interested in that in the least. Why would you fix what's not broken?
Yeah, I don't think the story needs to be redone again.
I don't think so at
Oh
all.
no,
I
no,
would,
no,
Oh,
no,
no, no,
no,
no,
I
no,
would
no.
be.
I would no.
I
no,
would rather see the creator be able to get the funding and the freedom for a new project because
I
he's
think
got great ideas and he just needs
Isn't he
support.
doing
That
the
would-
Dragon Prince on Netflix?
Yeah, he's doing
still?
the Dragon Prince and like that, just more of that. He's just
I think that's what
he makes the kind of content that I would watch.
I think that's what Sketch meant, not like, oh, let's start it over from the beginning like One Piece
No,
kind of thing.
no.
Yeah, no.
No, we've
I
done
don't
that
think that's
enough
what he meant.
times and it never goes
Yeah.
well.
No,
No, not at all.
especially with a living audience that grew up with it and loves it. Yeah,
But I'll end it with this. Like these two companies are going to have a lot of stuff that they can do many things with. I hope they allow the creativity to flow. I hope if this does eventually happen, we don't see so many jobs get cut and Atlanta doesn't get gutted like some people think, and I just really hope that we get to see more anime. I want to see more anime. I just like
Don't worry.
DC's great.
See more
DC's
anime.
great, but I want to see more anime, and I'm outside of Rooster Fighter because I think they're onto something with Rooster Fighter. I want to see more series like that are gonna hit it out of the park in the anime industry. So Rooster Fighter was a good start. Let's keep the ball rolling.
Can I say one thing?
Oh, please
No.
do, Steven.
No, go to the corner.
Fine. Not it. I'll keep it short. Talking about more anime. Adult Swim officially announced at Annecy that 2 more seasons of Ninja Kamari will be coming on. We already have season 2 title, but yeah, but we have the season 2 title. And
we had that before too.
What was the season 2 title?
Oh, had something to do with blood.
Okay. Well, that's okay. So the season 2, I'll just say it. Season 2 title Red Vendetta, with a log line of it will follow Hegan as he uncovers a new conspiracy of cataclysmic proportions. So
I feel like we
Yeah.
definitely did talk about this though.
Yeah,
before.
we did talk about that before.
Not that I'm like
wasn't-
upset about
I
it
don't know.
or anything. It's like I.
It's
I
good to
remember,
reiterate. It's been a while.
No, I remember being excited because I like Ninja Kamui. I was really excited about it. I just wanted to like I thought you were gonna talk about your feelings about that as in regards to like the news coming out, not present it,
Oh.
as
Well.
something you hadn't heard before. Sorry.
Well, you know what? I haven't heard it. So you know what? There you go. That's
And now
nice to me.
Steven's
Well,
reaction is live, and he's
Is-
happy about it.
And how do you feel about more Ninja Kamui, Steven?
If they dump the suits, I'm okay with that. Maybe
Yeah.
it'll stay under that water.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's get back to the basics.
Yeah, no more.
I mean, the
robot
game
suits.
was okay. I think Shinobi Origins was okay. It wasn't like anything. It did have that weird press release that said 2 seasons were coming out, and it was greenlit. And then Jason DeMarco said, "No, sorry, that's not been confirmed." And
They
not
didn't say
announced.
2 seasons. They just said a second season.
Yeah, so I don't know. Who knows?
And then we found out there was going to be 2 seasons.
Yeah. I mean, my opinion on all that stuff with the anime and all that stuff. Hey, you know what? Watch what you want to watch. Do what you want to do. I don't really care. Hey, if it's more anime that comes out, so be it. If Toonami ends, you know what? It had a great run, so be it. Maybe it'll come back in the future. But that's kind of like my theory on it because compared to all of you guys, I'm like a normie with anime. I kind of maybe only watch the biggest stuff, or I just watch within my, lane. So I'm like, does it really matter that much? I mean, sure. Like I said, I think I said in our chat that I kind of like a niche, kind of like hand-selected, hand-picked anime thing that what the president of Adult Swim, I think it was talking about how it's like more auteur. It was more like a hand-picked thing. I mean, sure, that's fine. You have 3 people that know how to pick anime. I'm good with that. Anything else? I mean, if I find something that's like up my alley, I'll try to watch it. But as of right now, it's like I just watch what's on Toonami. I don't really care. I try to enjoy most of it.
One thing that I didn't mention in all of this is we got a confirmation that Get Jiro is starting in the fall on Adult Swim. We haven't gotten a confirmation that it will air on Toonami, but definitely seems like something they will put on Toonami, even if it's not necessarily premiered there.
Hey, another food-related show. I'm into that.
Yeah, it's like a serious take on Food Wars.
Ooh.
Without the exploding clothes.
Clothing.
No exploding clothing. I think there may be some exploding bodies.
Yeah, there's a lot of heads in that sushi counter.
Okay.
Can't help but think that one of those sushi counter heads looks a lot like Jason's.
It does, doesn't it? I'm like, is that Jason?
Just saying.
Yeah, and that's what we need. We need more anime Jason.
More anime
fine.
Jason. Look, Jason Cardenas better show up in the second season of Ninja Kamui. More importantly, Mike better show up in the second season of Ninja Kamui. Sadly, we know Emma will not. Or will she? We got to sneak Lucy Christian in there somehow.
Mm.
Got to do it. Got to do it.
All right,
It's not a Toonami original without Lucy Christian.
I think we've dived down this hole.
Oh, very, very much so. So as I say, lots of potentially good things coming to Toonami. Potentially. And it's nice to see that they have a lot of things cooking at Warner Brothers Animation and that Jason has been keeping busy.
Yep.
And man, why aren't we getting that Conan show? That's bullshit.
Right? I'm gonna be mad about that. I'm hurting
It
about
looks
that.
so good.
It does look so good.
I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Me too. We're gonna watch it and we're gonna talk about it on this podcast, damn it. Y'all are gonna get it whether you like it or
Because
not.
it's our podcast and we can talk about what we want.
Yes, we will.
It's my podcast, and I'll talk about what I want to.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you stuck with us through all of this conversation, thank you. Thank you. This went long. Good thing we started a bit early.
Yes, it is.
We talked about a whole lot of things this week on the Toonami Faithful podcast, but if you have any thoughts on any of them, you can ToonamiFaithful.com. Follow us on Facebook.com/Toonami Faithful Podcast and on Twitter at Toonami Podcast. You can listen to the podcast on just about everything, including Apple Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Overcast, Podbay, Podbean, Podcast Addict, Radio.com, Spotify, and the TuneIn app. You can find every episode of the podcast to stream online at the same place they found the encrypted clinical trials on Lazarus, SoundCloud.com/Toonami Faithful Podcast. Get the latest news by following at ToonamiFaithful.com on Blue Sky and at Toonami News on Twitter. And read the news, views, and reviews on ToonamiFaithful.com. Steven, tell the folks where they can find you.
You can find me streaming and doing some other stuff. I'm perpetually on the internet most times, except when I'm at work. But yeah, it's MXA Ghost on all social media platforms. You want to follow me? Go ahead. You don't care, but I'll find you.
Okay. Laser, tell the folks where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at LaserKidPrime. You can find me on Blue Sky at LaserKid. And you can find me on my podcast, The Summeldub Saints, where I talk about Summeldubs with my co-host Archangel, and often have guests from over here. Sketch has been on, Kuro's been on, Steven's been on. We gotta get Paul on eventually. It'll happen. So that's where you can find me.
Yes, I am on the next episode where we talk about which.
You're on the next after the next.
Oh, the next episode.
Yes, the next episode is an episode I did with J-Mac about that time I got reincarnated as a slime. But then after that, it's you and a buddy of mine talking about them witch hats.
Oh, you got a little backed up there, didn't you?
I intentionally at this point, because otherwise I don't get things done in time. I'm still not going to get this one done in time, though, Roger. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Kuro, tell the folks where they can find you.
You can find me both on Blue Sky and at Twitter at Happy Kuro Kitty. And as Laser mentioned, I was on his podcast where we talked about a fantastic show called Daemons of the Shadow Realm. Very cerebral. Highly recommend watching it if you like cerebral fantasy. That's
great show.
Great show.
Kuro, I don't know if I got to tell you, it's continuing.
Yeah, We'll have to make a second
Yes, we
discussion
will.
soon. But if you haven't seen it yet, you should see it and then go listen to us talk about it for sure on Simuldub
Please
Saints.
do.
But
That
otherwise,
episode needs more love. It didn't
yeah.
do well.
Well, do it and then follow us on social media, please. Thank you, and thanks for listening. We appreciate it. So Paul, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me at a drive-in. You can find me on social media at Paul Pascrillo on Blue Sky and X. And you can email me, paulpascrillo@toonamifaithful.com.
All right. You can find me on Twitter at Sketch1984. Also on Blue Sky. You can look me up at Sketch1984. And yes, I will be at Anime Expo this week. Just days from now. Days from now recording this. I get to crash with V-Lord and Lum Ramayasha and other folks. It's going to be a good time. Good time. Hopefully, I have some fun stuff to talk about when I get back. It'll be sometime next week. Say hi if you see me. I know there's not a lot of visual representation of myself on the internet, but maybe you know what V-Lord looks like, and then you can just associate.
I know what both of you look like.
As do I.
Well, you guys do. Yeah.
Hey, I've spread the sketch a couple times. I know what you look like.
Yes, sure have. Oh, the stories, but it's already late. We're not getting into it.
Have a great time. Be safe. Stay hydrated.
Yeah. Anime Expo does tend to kick my ass, so.
Yes,
But
it's my
I'm
ass very
I'm
bad.
not going as a reporter. I'm just going for the fun.
Hey, that's how you do it. You gotta
That's
pump
the
it
way
up.
to do it.
I'll probably still put on my reporter hat if I see the opportunity.
Sure.
Yeah, there you go.
But
Yeah,
enjoy
the few times
yourself.
I had more fun when I wasn't press. So I
Yeah,
And definitely pace yourself too. It can be overwhelming if you haven't gone to AX and you're going for the first time this year. Enjoy it. There's a lot of different things. Don't just feel like you got to go to the big panels. Like go to some random stuff. Like
interest you.
Go to the fashion show. I had a fantastic time at the fashion show. Like there's just so many fun things you can do at Anime Expo. It's great. Mm-hmm. Also wear deodorant. Everybody who goes to Anime Expo, please wear deodorant.
Shower.
And shower, yes.
Every night, every single night.
And
not
try
one
not to bring,
or the other, both.
Yes.
And try not to bring the con crud, please.
It's inevitable. It'll happen.
No, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. But I'd rather everybody shower and wear deodorant. Like, do it for your fellow anime fan, please.
They don't want to smell you.
No, because they will. They can.
Yes.
Thank you in advance.
They will, and they can. So, thank you all for listening, whether you're listening to the podcast now as we're streaming it live or as the podcast after the fact. We always appreciate your listenership. Please be sure to share the podcast with your friends if you think they would be interested. And until next time, it looks like Toonami has a future after all.
It's a hell of a fight down here at WWE Bloody Halloween. Competitors dropping left and right. Oh, Kisuke's making his move. Oh, no. Oh, it's Baji. It's Baji. He has a steel chair and he's going for Kisuke. Oh, the humanity.
I would watch that.
I would too.